With that said, let's start the group stage with today's schedule, where a total of 6 matches will be played, all best of ones, featuring 3 matches from Group A and Group B, respectively.
Kickstarting in 4 would be the defending champs Blacklist International taking on the Turkish rep Incendio Supremacy. And we will end group stage day 1 with Onyx Esports taking on your team, Lafel Todak.
Ooh. Well, I hope they will do well. And I love every single time we're going for a world championship, we have this group stage where, sure, no one is getting eliminated. And because of that, it actually opens up a lot of possibilities for everyone to learn what's going on with every other meta from different regions, from different teams. Even though, yes, they have scrimmed a lot, they have a rough idea of what they want to bring on stage. But now with the group stages, since no one is getting eliminated, sure, it sets you up better for the knockout stage, but it's a learning experience.
They need to pass the group stage to get to the knockout stage, and obviously you want to go through the upper brackets. You guys can join in with the M4 pass that's available right now to complete all active tasks, and you guys will be able to reach level 75 at ease and for free. Log in now. Exclusive rewards like the Beatrix Light Chaser, the Beatrix Stellar Brilliance, and the M4 Beatrix figurine are awaiting you guys. Hashtag Mlbb is bang bang, hashtag MLBB M4, and hashtag dare to be great. Lafel,
yes,
almost got M3 Roger figurine.
And now it's Beatrix, man.
We gotta get it now.
Perhaps this is the time, ladies and gentlemen. Lafel, Mirko, log in right now.
Log in.
I've set it up. If we're not gonna get it, one of the figurines that is at the production teams is gonna be gone.
We'll share it, all right? But ladies and gentlemen, it's time right now to bring up the team lineup for the first team, Blacklist International. Let's take a look at it right now, Lafel.
Yes, Blacklist International. We got Haji Edward Oheb Wise and Oh My Venus, the first ever defending world champions, defending their M3 title here. We gotta look whether they have prepared, whether they have adapted towards the new meta with the new patches.
Welcome to the stage, legends here in the making, the reigning, defending M3 world champions, Blacklist International!
My goodness, they are looking confident. Take a look at Venus here standing in the middle, looking strong, looking solid, and remember, they are using their same championship lineup. Now, Lafel, I gotta ask you, are they looking solid?
They're looking solid. They are a world-class team. Brenna, let's introduce Incendio Supremacy. We got Rosa, Alien, Sunshine, TNZ, as well as Apex 47, where we have heard a lot about TNZ and Rosa being true playmakers for the team.
The Turkish champions awaiting to upset the world. Welcome them to the stage. It's Incendio Supremacy.
My, oh my, the Turkish champions, they won the Turkey Şampiyonası 2022, for the series, and look where they are now, M4.
They deserve it, man, because I heard a lot from teams in scrims that they're not just like prepared to take on champions from every other region, but they are able to topple them. So in this best of one, I want to see what they got going up against Blacklist. And if they are able to drop Blacklist today, then that sets up like a huge kind of tempo for M4.
They're set to try to upset the world. And you can see here, based on the talent prediction, the world has agreed. Blacklist International definitely coming into this matchup as a heavy favorite, with all 6 talents on screen going for Blacklist International. And wow, we're seeing some mixed predictions here.
I'm going for Incendio because, again, I believe in the things that I've heard, right?
Yeah.
And based on what I heard, looks like Incendio, they're kind of liking this new meta, so it could be in their favor.
Remember, Lafel, this is a best of one series, so technically anything can happen.
Anything can happen.
Blacklist International in the opening match. Oh, everything is at stake. Again, Incendio, they might go all in here. They might be able to take down Blacklist because why? Because I heard, remember, one of their member is also participated in M3.
Yeah, we got a whole lot of experience on the stage right now. Alien wasn't Bedell, if I'm not mistaken, was as well as Paranoid, who was the jungler back then for Bedell at M3. But now, I guess it's time for everyone. This is the time we've all been waiting for to get into game number 1. We're going to get into the drafts for game number 1 for Blacklist International versus Incendio Supremacy. But I have a solid question for you.
Go ahead, man. Go ahead.
You predicted Incendio Supremacy,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
It's the unpopular vote,
No,
but it's time for you to explain.
I believe in something that people don't believe in. Like, I like to go against the tide.
The underdog.
I honestly don't even feel like there's so much as an underdog because I trust my friends. If my friends tell me that Incendio, they can surprise us, I believe that. Because the thing is, with patches, some teams get buffs, some teams get nerfs. Now, this is my favorite part of the game. We're going into the draft where Blacklist International, they'll be having the first pick and Incendio the second pick, and we're starting with a Fanny ban.
Still with the prominent bans here from both teams, Blacklist International showing, yeah, we know TNZ, we know you like assassins, so let's ban out that Fanny. Franco bans come through again, targeting Venus's hero. Now that is also, I guess, well, not Venus's hero, but on the other side, Incendio, rather.
Let's talk about the styles. Stylistically, for both these teams, they're the complete and polar opposites.
Yeah.
For Incendio Supremacy, there's a high prioritization on getting those pick-off heroes, those assassins, to dictate the early game by going for these objective takes and going for early skirmishes. Meanwhile, we know how Blacklist International likes to play. That Ube strat, where they wait for their power spikes, mainly Oheb, to really start snowballing in the game.
In this game, I do want to see if Incendio can play around that because they know that Blacklist, they want to group up together. So either find a way to counter when someone's grouping up or just catch, because catching heroes just like Kufra has got a huge buff where when you're in the bush, now you can't hear them engaging. So I want to see if Incendio, which area are they going? Either countering the group up kind of strategy or you just want to pick them off.
And I know for a fact that Apex likes the Kufra. He likes the initiating hero, so that hero in particular might come through in today's match, in this game. So let's see here. The last ban will be that Joy though, but what do you see here, Mirko? Last ban in the first phase. Any thoughts?
For me, it's just all respect, right? This is what we've come to expect in the bans, especially considering the team's playstyles. Blacklist International, heavy prioritization on getting these crazy skirmish/pickoff heroes out of the way. And for Incendio, it's quite similar. That Farsa that we've all come to see and love from Haji, the 1-1 that's just heavily respected right now, and the Globe. The Globe that's currently pretty broken, man.
It's very broken, but I kind of feel like this is just because they want to try to control Edward. But the thing is, Kaja is an amazing pick. So I kind of feel like Blacklist, they're setting up their own draft by choking out Incendio in what they want to let go, like what they want to go through, because Glue is a terror in the EXP lane, and you don't want to give any advantages to Edward, but they have to let go of the Kaja. So right now, looks like Blacklist, they have two ways to play the game. If they want to group up, they can, because Kaja, the first kill, it can lower the enemy damage. But if they do want, they can pick people off. So, wow, a very early Lunox pick. What do you feel about this, Gani?
Lunox, a very strong mid to late game hero. So I guess Incendio, what they're trying to do is trying to find the good, solid early game to get more items for that Lunox. To add to that, they add another physical attack hero here in that Beatrix. So I like it. It's quite balanced, magical, and physical. So let's see the response from Blacklist.
In that department, I'll have to agree. But looking at it now, they picked up both of their carries, which are now very susceptible to the counters coming in for Blacklist International. They opt to go for a carry and a Valentina. Two heroes that we've seen before from Blacklist. Both flexible. And that's the thing right now. Carry. Is it going to go to the gold lane or the jungle? Valentina, mid or jungle?
Yeah, okay. Very, very interesting. So I want to say Incendio looks like they're securing their win conditions first because they're highly prioritizing the damage dealers, right? Where usually you see the second pick being the one countering the draft, but right now Blacklist International, they're setting up a potential counter for whatever Incendio wants to put up, because Carry is amazing in his clash because of the changes of the corrosion side as well as the golden staff. And picking it up early, it kind of forces Incendio to not pick tanky heroes. You will not survive. You will not survive. I kind of feel like they take it away because, like, like you said, he can't go to the jungle, he can't go to the gold lane. So being a flex pick in the first 3 picks is a very huge play for Blacklist.
Well, again, Incendio here. I feel like this Atlas pick is really bold, realizing that they have already Valentina on the opposition. So that Fatal Links could be stolen away. Let's see though. I feel like in the banning phase, Diggy Ban should come through. Yes, straight away. Now, Blacklist, what are they going to target here? Are they going to target the XP or perhaps the jungler?
Well, right now, it's exactly how LaFelt put it, right? They're already setting up their win condition, which is currently just team fight. They want to go for those team fights, and the Atlas provides a little bit more for that engage to really set up for the damage output being given out by both the Beatrix and the Lunox. Thing is, they banned out the Diggy, sure, but like you mentioned, that Valentina is going to cause some problems if Incendio Supremacy don't respect that. You can already see, again, the signature Estes pick being banned out by Incendio right now as, hey, they want a team fight. They don't want to meet up against a sustainable hero in the Estes. But it's time for Blacklist International to go for their final ban. Still, right now you can see they're trying to nail the jungler down for Incendio Supremacy with the Hayabusa 2. That's 3 jungle assassin bans.
I think everyone knows here that TNZ likes to play the assassins, and that is also why Blacklist International, they opt for assassin bans twice in the second phase. Now though, Incendio taking their time in the first phase or the second phase, I personally feel they should pile more towards the XP. Lapu Lapu is available, but no, they opt for that Youth Song perhaps to catch that carry, you know, more easily.
A Yuzong that is definitely a matchup that is somewhat nightmaric for Blacklist International. This was the Yuzong, well, not the exact same Yuzong, but the pick that really gave them a whole lot of trouble.
Yeah, this Yu Zong pick is almost like forced because looking at the meta right now, if you just let the marksman do whatever they want, then it's GG, man.
Yep.
It's a complete nightmare. So I love the Yu Zong pick because even Blacklist International, they're kind of letting Incendio know we can't handle backline divers because most probably this Kaja is going to be a rogue Kaja and you can only catch 1. So if you can force out the ult very, very early, then everyone else can go in, and they're picking up the Benedetto right now for Edwin, and they're picking up the Kadita. And here's the thing. I heard that the Kadita is actually one of the top picks just because of the way that she can actually put pressure on the map, really making it so that whatever your win condition is, you want to play early, you want to play mid games, like, no. Going up against Kadita, forget about it. You're not going to be able to execute.
I mean, to add to that, right, LaFelt, Miracle, take a look at the composition. Crowd control. They have the Divine Judgment. They have Kadita. Massive, huge crowd control. Plus, add to that, they have Valentina that can take the Fatal Links away. So, crowd control, it looks like Blacklist, they want to team fight here, especially after level 4. All they are going to look for is team fight.
Whoa, but Incendio responds.
What?
Guinevere, that's most probably going to the jungle.
Wait.
We're swinging the stops, and yes, it is TNZ in the jungle, and Wise is bringing out that Valentina in the jungle.
Here's the thing, right? Here's the thing, because there are changes in the items as well, where right now basic attacks is looking very, very strong, right? So giving Guinevere that kind of buff, like, it's not a direct buff. It's like I don't know what to call it, right? But you're buffing one thing and then you just subsequently buffing the other
chain.
So this is gonna be interesting. I haven't heard about this Guinevere pick.
In the jungle, right? We saw it. Wise was actually playing it back then in Season 10 of MPLPH.
He got inspired.
And right now, Incendio Supremacy with their dive composition up against Blacklist International's comp, which has a bit of everything. They have pick, they can team fight, they can front and back, and they can also dive. So, right now, I just want to ask you, LaFell, before we get into the Land of Dawn, who do you like better from the drafts?
In terms of the drafts, I gotta go for Blacklist because it's a very safe draft, right? Because it's easy to execute, and yeah.
5 seconds till the
Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's time to dive into the Land of Dawn for game number 1. The opening of the M4 World Championships with Blacklist International on the blue side and Incendio Supremacy on the red side.
I mean, in hindsight, I thought Blacklist was the only team that wants a team fight, but now I got a better closer look. Incendio, they have the Atlas, they have the Youth Song, they have the Beatrix. I mean, they are also looking for a team fight. Oh, they have information that Wise has used the Retribution. Will they take advantage of that?
Right now, actually looking at a game, I want to see which one will hit their power spike first and when is that going to be. Because in terms of level 4, in terms of timing, I want to see if they do want to get the level 2 turtle. And if Incendio wants to do that, they kind of have to put Apex to the EXP lane a little bit just to absorb like at least one wave so that you can get that level 4 on the Atlas quickly.
TNT getting the knockup already. Venus going to be taken low. Flickering out right now as Incendio had complete control of that mid lane. It is going to be Lethal Wanderer. Picked up by Wise. Picks up the Fatal Links as well. Wise looking for it. Jumps in. Two members. Bring it back for the combo to come in to pick up first blood around Blacklist International. Strike first.
Oh my god, Incendio, they're caught. Yeah, a good initiation from, of course, the Valentina Wise there. And yeah, they have to pay the price now. TNZ, taking down once. What do you think, Lafel? Rotations, they're going to be late.
Okay, in terms of rotations, Incendio, what they looked like they were trying to do is they were trying to control mid and trying to transition that into the jungle. But Wise was right because at level 4, he basically has a different kind of dimension that you can play the Valentina. And that's kind of a mistake because you already saw the Valentina first, then you chose to pick up the Atlas. But I like that Blacklist, they were playing like reactionaries, like, oh, you want to play in this area? Let's go, bro. I can do that too.
Remember, the carry. He wants to farm as much as possible in the early game. But take a look at this. The space that Blacklist has created, it will be a free turtle in the first 2 minutes.
They wasted no time, and that's the turtle slain by Secret Lab. You can already see it here. Blacklist International getting that early control. This is what we've been talking about. When they get to group up and when Oheb is able to clear his lane faster, they go and they group up in towards the mid lane. We're now Wise. He's going to try to take Rosa's ultimate here. Again, it's super flexible for Blacklist International, and they can control the tempo. There's no real need to look for any skirmishes, but they are going to be looking for something in the XP lane. Alien instantly with the Black Dragon form, canceling out the Divine Judgment and getting out.
Yeah, right now, looking at how Blacklist is playing, I like that you brought up the tempo because this is what they are doing because they caught Incendio in their mistake of the rotation in mid. So right now, they're trying to force it out on the side lanes, trying to make it so that they're wasting their ults. And right now, looking at this kind of situation, they're just making it so that Incendio, they can't fight.
Yeah, the way I see Incendio, they need to be careful. They cannot be driven by the tempo that Blacklist has established here. They need to find their own pace. They need to find their own tempo because Blacklist, take a look already. They are leading in rotations and as well as space. Perhaps a gang top side might occur here. Let's see.
We'll see. TMZ, though, jumps in. Perfect movement there from Haji to get out. And in that XP lane, like you mentioned, Alien's going to be caught. Wise picks up a kill, and that's 2 on the board for the Filipino champions. Blacklist International now controlling that XP lane. And even the golden lane with a gank here. Sunshine going to be picked off, and Incendio Supremacy currently are getting outclassed with Venus, getting brought back to the team. That's finally a trade back towards Incendio.
I mean, take a look at the spells here. 2 petrifies with a lot of CC. Blacklist, they're ready to party, but take a look at TNZ.
TNZ, right now, caught in the midst of it all. Right now, is Edwards able to actually dish out so much damage. Wise picks up the orange buff. Alien jumps in with the damage as well, but Wise comes out, gets out with a Black Dragon form. Edward is not really going to be at risk of dying here unless that damage comes in. Edward looks for the Petrify, will fall to the hands of Rosa, and it gives that turtle control back to Incendio.
Incendio.
2 things I do want to say because we brought it out where Blacklist, they've already won that small skirmish in mid and they transitioned to both the EXP as well as the gold lane. So right now they're playing textbook, but they made a mistake where they tried to overcommit going into the jungle of Incendio, and they got to be careful. And speaking of careful, Sunshine has sat down. Sit down, boy.
Again, the pickoff coming in. Chance is going to be caught. Oh, my goodness. It's a perfect combination of skills to punish Incendio. Tienzi's still able to back off. Alien jumps in. A very good counter engage, but it's going to be turned back around again. Edward running from the hills. Rosa picking up the kill back again to trade it and to finally get that even trade. Wise still trying to dish out some more damage, but Apex 47 is going to be caught, forced to flicker out, and Blacklist International still maintaining that lead in the 5th minute.
Incendio, they managed to get a slight compensation there, taking down a member in Edward, but Incendio, they cannot do much. Now, emblem-wise here, anything significant, Lafel?
The only significant thing is that TNZ is actually focusing on the cooldown reduction for the emblem. So it looks like the main idea was actually to kind of like snowball with this Greenfield pick, but because they lost that initial skirmish, it kind of puts them a little bit in the back foot. And speaking of which, right now, I do want to talk about the goalie, because with Blacklist 2.5k ahead, Oheb, he's just putting a like he's shutting this game down, because at the point Incendio, it looks like they can come back. I think this carry is just going to pop off and it's going to be game over.
Yeah, I mean, you're right. Take a look at the items here. Talking about carry, DHS has built, Corrosion Scythe is next. So expect a lot of movement speed, but take a look at the maneuvers in the mid side. A good offense, but a better defense, it seems like. Taking a look at the items as well. What do you see?
No, honestly, for me, it's very interesting that Alien, he's not really prioritizing on spell them just yet. He wants the Hunter Strike so that even if he dies, it's totally fine as long as he can get a kill. And I feel like this is a good idea. If you're behind, try to get kills, try to slow the game. That's great. And speaking of which, oh my Venus got caught.
That's the pickup that Incendio wants to look for. They're looking for the skirmishes already, and Wise is forced to back up. We can already see the positioning coming in as Incendio tries to get the mid-control. Petrify with the final blow popped in by Edward. No real follow-up. Haji's gonna jump in for Apex. Finds the fatal leads onto two members. Edward running for the hills, getting fished out by the damage coming from Alien as Sunshine gets the damage on towards Haji. Oh, head right for the hills. He's gonna fall, and it's a 3-4-0 for Incendio Supremacy. Venus jumping in, looking for the Divine Judgment, but will not be able to find it. Incendio equalized with a massive team fight going in their favor.
Amazing, amazing execution. Now, the turtle fight here. Oh my Venus still opening up the map, but it seems like the turtle will be comfortably taken by TNZ. No casualties earlier, but man, Incendio, what a response.
Wow.
Yeah, I just gotta say, right? Because we see the shift in tempo. Yeah. Once we see they completed one item, one of their core items, they're like, yeah, let's fight it out. And I kind of feel like this is showing the growth of Incendio. It's like, we're not gonna force fights. We're gonna fight when we have the items, and TNZ goes in.
What a read by TNZ. Just going full Chad mode there, jumping into the bush. But yeah, I like what you mentioned. They picked up the damage dealer's first pick, right? Those were the two first picks for Incendio, and they know exactly how to play this composition. Rosa, Sunshine, they were just waiting to get those item power spikes. Despite Sunshine being caught off early, he's still able to actually get those items right on time for that crazy skirmish.
Take a look at Rosa, 304 stats. So as a Lunox, that's what you want, right?
That's amazing.
Number 8. Perhaps on his way to third item. And of course, Blacklist, they felt this Oh My Venus could not face check as much as he wants now. That Lunox going to deal a lot of damage.
Just one small point I want to bring up as well, where for Incendio, Sunshine over here, every single time there's a fight, he uses the Banished Rage. So it looks like it's an interesting way of playing the Beatrix, and it does show that they want to group up together and they want to play team fight. So they're kind of like challenging Blacklist, like, you want to Ube ahead. I'm going to drop bombs on your head.
Ooh, I like that.
Thank you.
It rhymes, man. I love your rhymes.
I try.
Rapper LaFell, but man, again, I agree with you. There's so much CC, there's so much AoE damage coming in from Incendio that it kind of forces Blacklist International to split up in these fights. And guess what? That's not what they want to do. Blacklist International, with their signature Ube, they want to stick together. That's the thing. Looking at their composition right now, it feels like it isn't a full Ube comp. It's a composition right now that's a bit more flexible. And because of that, right now they are actually losing out in the board control in the 9th minute of the game.
Take a look outside though. Alien, Black Dragon 4 popped here. 3-on-1. Not a good time there. Alien needs to go down 5v4. Perhaps now, with the space and man advantage, Blacklist might get this free Lord.
Yeah, Blacklist right now, they're playing their own macro play. They're splitting up the map. They're trying to move like a 2-3 or a 1-4, trying to catch someone off guard and make it so that Incendio, you have a choice. Pick your poison right now. And speaking of which, TNZ is there in the middle, but so far it looks like not a big engage from Blacklist.
You gotta understand, Blacklist International, sure, they have a man advantage, but what did they use? Resource-wise, they used 3 ultimates to pick off Alien, and right now, it's gonna be Blacklist International still going in for the Lord. It's taken to a quarter of its health. Apex 47 trying to open up the map, jumps over the fatal links, jumps on it, gets the damage done with a Violet Requiem to follow it up. Haji's gonna be taken low. Rosa jumps in. It's a double kill for Oheb, but Edward's caught in the midst. Rosa backing up. Incendio Supremacy have lost the fight. It's a 2-0, but practically a 3-0 if you count in the Lord for Blacklist.
Blacklist knowing what they are doing, what they are best here towards the late game. They won the team fight. They got the Lord as well, and Incendio is going back to the drawing boards. Now they have to defend the Felt. What do you see?
Honestly, it was quite unfortunate because that was a very good setup by Apex 47, but it looks like Apex as well as TNC, they weren't on the same page, because if he actually knocks them up and gets that chain CC, it would have been great. Let's look at the instant replay to see a great engage by Apex, but look at where TNC lands. He did not hit the other two members, and because of that, they could not chain the CC. They couldn't actually put out the damage that they wanted to put out. So it's a small mistake, but at 11 minutes, it is a big mistake.
Big shout out to Oheb, man. He practically just read Apex 47 like an open book. He moved back right on time, and to add on to that, even if he got caught, still had that Purify.
Yeah, I mean, he did not use that Purify, but now with the offense here, Blacklist will take all the tier 2s, munching on the mid, and will surely take the top side as well. Question is, how many base turrets will fall here?
That's a big question right now, as we are going to see Apex 47 already opening up the map once again. Venus jumping in with a flicker, not able to find Alien. It's still Incendio, actually micromanaging the waves really, really well. No base turrets gone, to answer your question.
Yeah, right now I kind of feel like Incendio, they have no choice but to kind of be a little bit patient, because right now I kind of feel like Rosa as well as Sunshine, they have enough damage. They just need a proper setup. Yeah. And in terms of proper setup, you shouted out Oheb. If they can catch him, that's great. But it's easier said than done. But oh my Venus, it's all for them.
That's all the damage popped in, and the backline's completely going to be obstructed here by Blacklist International. Oheb free hitting his Alien's going to be bursted down. Oh my God! Getting caught in the fatal links. Genzi's the only man left standing. Blacklist International, they take no prisoners. They take Incendio Supremacy out with a wipeout, 5 for 2, and they look for the base to end the opener for the M4 World Championship, topping their group for now. Blacklist International strikes first.
12 minutes is all they took to take the game. One mistake, they went all in towards Venus. That's not a good resource to put in, LaFell.
Yeah, but anyway, congratulations to our defending champions winning the very first game of M4 here in Jakarta. And it really shows, like, even though, yeah, they won, but I gotta say, man, Incendio, that was a very good showing. Very good showing. It's just like one or two mistakes. It was impressive. It's just like one or two mistakes. And that kind of shows as well, going up against world champion teams, one or two mistakes is enough for you to lose the game.
The late game is somehow harder to have that composure. But let's talk about the drafts here as we are now entering match number 2 for today.
The crowd's ready. You can already hear it there. Well, ladies and gentlemen, once again, Bali United Studio. Let's give them a round of applause for the drafts right now as they get onto it. Blue side, Malvinas. MDH on the red with the Kaja and the Fanny both banned out. Again, it's pretty similar to game 1.
I kind of feel like this is just because it is a best of 1. You're not entirely sure what the opponent wants to prioritize. Yep. So just go for this very, very safe bans. The Fannies, the Kajas, the 1-1. And 1-1 is one of those heroes that Mirko has trained so much on.
Yes.
And you have been rewarded because this 1-1, this marksman, it looks like nerfs are there, but they're like, so what, you know? I'm 1-1. I keep on 1-1ing, like winning, but like 1-1ing, you know?
You tried. I respect the effort.
The effort is more important than the result, okay?
I agree. Sometimes, right? But obviously, the 1-1. She takes those nerves, and it's a suggestion to her.
Like a boss, yeah.
It's a suggestion. It's just a suggestion. Oh,
a boss move, you know?
It's a boss move. 1-1 has been a boss for so long, and I agree. I put the right amount of time to the right hero. But you could see 2 games, 2 1-1 bans, despite the nerf that I even thought was going to be pretty massive, pretty big, right? No more stun from that first ability. When it comes back, it's only an immobilize. But here, you can already see, obviously, that early game-centric ban towards, from MDH towards Malvinas. The Hayabusa on the assassin, but the glue was left out. And okay, why is glue dangerous?
skill number 1, I mean, no cooldown practically. You just hit
Slam,
it,
slam.
and then you just come to the animation and no cooldown. So
No cooldown.
it's just semi-broken, but we'll see here. In match 1, remember, it was banned out in the first phase. Now, MDH, what are they going to answer with? It is going to be the hero. That is the signature for the mid lane.
No, here's the thing, man. Like a straight up counter.
Yeah.
Like glue, you want to split up? Sure, man, split up. Faramis is gonna use the Ghost Buster and exercise the glue because the glue is dangerous because you keep on. It's like trying to kill someone with a spoon. It's annoying, and eventually you will die. Right? You just hit him a bit, hit him a bit, hit him a bit, and I kind of feel like a lot of people are still like underestimating the damage of the glue. Just like you said, like you just keep on coming to his first kill, which is not the best thing that you want to do, right? But because they have the Faramis in the early stage of the game during the laning phase, it's not going to be a great time. But when it comes to the team fight, the Faramis will be smiling big.
Smiling big up until he sees the picks coming in from Malvinas because the Lolita really does stop that momentum that the Faramis has. When you're clumped up like that, especially now with the ultimate being changed a bit, where you need to be inside of the radius of that cult altar, the Lolita is an even bigger counter towards it. Especially when you add on the Yeet with the real world inflation now and just the utility that she has without the Ice Queen one. That's the revamp, or that's the adjustment that they made towards Yeet. Still though, you can already see from the side of MDH, they know that they can't just go for this super crazy stick clumped up team fight. They go for a Ling just to provide a little bit more of that side lane presence, maybe a split push threat.
A solid pick as well. I mean, a good target for that Ling is that Eve, which is viable, and perhaps the marksman for that second phase. But now, you can see, from the side of MDH, they are trying to limit the option for Joel Crew. Beatrix has been banned out. Perhaps they might commit to another marksman for their last ban.
For now, I just want to have a brief talk about the first 3 picks for both teams. For MDH, they have a lot of single target ways to pick people off because the Cho, very notorious with the Weight of Dragon, and the Link, as an assassin, can solo someone out. And yes, the Ghostbusters can attack a lot of people, but using the Shadow Stampede just to pull someone out. So right now, in terms of how things are setting up, MDH, they have a clear way if they want to go for a pick-off composition. But I kind of feel like they need a way to be able to run away from a fight or get some AoE damage because looking at Malvinas Gaming MVG, they already have a lot of AoE. They got the glue that, you know, the first kill can hit multiple people, but he will single someone out with a split. But more importantly, the Lolita, whenever people are clumped up, which you want to do when you have a Faramis, is going to get punished. Same thing with the Eve. So right now, we're talking about clashing of styles. Single target pickoffs going up against AoE damage and control.
Very, very interesting indeed. But yeah, as predicted, MDH Esports will pick up a hero that might be an insurance for the late game, and that is going to be the Claude that will enter the gold lane. Now, the question is, MVG, what are they going to answer with here? A good hero, a good option here for them is looking at the marksman bans. Not a lot of options, but Fredrin will be picked up for, oh my god, Fredrin Jungler, of course. Joker will pick up the carry.
Wow, the carry up against this composition, that's
very brave.
Yeah, it's a very brave option to go for, but now with the Lapu Lapu, you can kind of understand, right? You can look at the carry and can actually melt down some of the frontliners here coming in from MDH.
Yeah, here's the thing, right? Looking at the composition, again, I just want to say, MDH, they can single target, they can choose their targets. I think that is a big advantage for them. So it is going to be a test of skill. If they are able to find the correct targets, then they're in a good position to win themselves the fight. When we compare to the side of Malvinas Gaming, you don't have to be too harsh on who you're targeting. As long as you can clump them together, it's going to be looking good for Malvinas Gaming. But looking at the draft, kind of a little bit towards MDH because I like this pick-off first style.
We got to see though, right, LaFell America? I mean, the 10 heroes that is going to enter the Land of Dawn has been set. You like MDH better? I gotta agree. So let's just jump into the Land of Dawn.
Let's dive in to the Land of Dawn once again for game number 2. Match number 2 of the day as well. A best of one.
Welcome
Volatile.
to
Both teams will
Mobile
try to
Legends.
top their groups with this one. High stakes. As again, we get into the mid lane. And so far in this tournament, we've seen kind of a mix, right? Just based on game 1. Obviously still very low data, but mid control doesn't always equal the win early on now.
Yeah, right now Gunnar is establishing dominance in the jungle, forcing Prince Fran use the retribution early and looking more into this composition. Dragon, he's gonna be way tankier, especially with the Vengeance. So looking at this, MDH, they really have to focus on what they're gonna do in the mid stage of the game compared to Malvina's gaming, because I kind of feel like Malvina's gaming, even though like they're early game centric, it's pretty good if they just want to stall it out as well.
Yeah, I mean, they have to wait level 4, right? Real world population, new neon blast. They need level 4 to really impact the land of Dawn. And of course, MDH, they do need time in a sense. I mean, Jogua on that lane should be more proactive, but take a look here already. Aggressive maneuver on towards Steve. Will this be the first blood? And need my help. Will not pop that flicker just yet. No first blood in the first minute.
Yeah, you know, both teams, again, just respecting each other. Not even a flicker or just a battle spell burnt out there. You can see both teams, they're just trying to play it slow. But in the XP lane, Dragon here already doing so much early on the glue. And Joga is going to be forced to back up. Even though they kind of traded, right? The Lapu, the king, was able to clear it out, getting a bit more pressure to set up for the turtle. So that's the question we have to start asking now. Who's going to start it up, and where is the countermeasure from the enemy team?
For me, I would kind of say MDH should really try to force this out, because Gunnar, as the show, doesn't really need the level 4 to have a lot of crowd control. So I kind of feel like if they can push the pressure a little bit earlier, it would be benefiting them. MVG, if they can fight it out, then that's the way as well.
Yeah, good rotations already from the side of both Malvinas Gaming and MDH, but it is going to be Malvinas who starts the turtle up. The king already popping in that Bravest Fighter. No ultimate for this fight as Nart tries to open up the map. Will be stunned up by Stephis. Nart looks for a play. Jumps in with the way of the dragon, bringing Harley back, and that's going to be the Numinat Blast as well. That blade popped into the back, but it's going to be the Numinat Blast connecting on the 3 members. It's still Joga who finds the retribution. Goes on to Steffe. It's a 2-for-1. Joga now still in the midst of it all. Dragon dealing so much with the split. Nart knocking him up, getting out with the shot through as the king jumps in. Prince Fran is low. Joga's low too. They're just going at it. And it is going to be MDH who wins it in the end. A slam in the end as well to smack Joga in the face to get a trade back.
A good setup from Nart initially. Targeted the Eve, gets it, and he gets taken down early, which means MDH can force a little bit more fight. But MVG managed to find some compensation, taking down a member. And let's see, it's a reset for both, but MDH is still in the lead.
Yeah, like I like that both teams are playing towards their own advantages, right? Because MDH tried to secure the mid laner first, picking it off first is very good. But we definitely see the power when it comes to MVG just by having this glue. Like,
yes.
Oh my God, like even the lane's like, please don't run away. I haven't been meta for so long. Let's fight.
Dude, you can see the glue practically just carried that team fight,
yeah.
right? He was 1v3 and he didn't even have the vengeance for the fight. So imagine with the vengeance how much of a threat the glue is. What do you do against this man?
This is not your jungle, this is my jungle.
God,
My name is Dragon. I'm the jungle for this one.
Yeah, you can see 4 members have to come over towards the purple side as now Narp jumps in, dishing out some damage, bringing it back, but just a split, and he saves the vengeance. It's all good, man.
Wow. If 4 people were there, ready to initiate, and even he's like...
And a Faramis.
Yeah, it's like, I'm gonna split.
This glue, man, in this update, it's again a very prio hero. Let's see though, MVG, can they extract this hero? Because actually, MDH, their rotations aren't bad, right?
No.
Let's see, second turtle, who will get it?
We'll see, right? It is towards the bottom side, and as you can see right now, both teams are still trying to play around that mid control. But we're going to take a look at Joga right now, as he's actually able to dodge away from Prince Francis' taunt. Nart making a mistake there, going to be dodged away from. Need my help, or even with a Shadow Stampede. Both teams looking for it as Prince Fran and Joga wants to go for 50-50. Nart, an amazing actually kick there. It's going to be Joga who gets caught out. The turtle was actually taken away by Prince Fran as the king jumps in, dealing out some damage. Going to be able to use the Blazing Web to clear out the mid lane. Dragon still surviving with the vengeance, still coming in with his split, and he survives the team fight. In the end, he falls to Need My Help, but it's a 2-for-1 in favor of Malvinas.
MVG with the equalize here. Take a look at the gold chip already in minute number 5. MVG Joel Crew almost picking up the kill earlier, but man, oh man, what a rotation. This guy rotates from top side to help the turtle. LaFell.
I gotta say, man, I kind of feel like we just gotta focus on the EXP laners, man, because the King as well as Dragon, they're asserting dominance, and MDH, this show, Need My Help on this Faramis is a very good counter towards the Glue, because he had a lot of HP, but now, is trying to run away.
Oh man, not having the sprint, jumps back to the battle mirror image just for Joel Crew to pick up that kill, and now it's really shaping up to be the game that we expected, with Malvinas controlling the early game.
Take a look at the items as well here. Eve, Enchanted Talismans are quite early, but another thing that pops in the screen is the items for that carry, LaFell.
Yeah, honestly, I like that every single team has adjusted. Instead of focusing entirely on getting one core item, they're just kind of like splitting up, making sure that they get some passes from the item, like the Fury Hammer, as well as the Steel Link Place, just to have extra stats on your hero so that you can actually do a lot in the early stages of the game and mitigate any kind of engagement that the enemy tries to provide.
Yeah, and right now, Nart again going in for that aggressive play. 2 times now he's been caught with that play. He wants to set it up. He wants to be the one to actually look for these proactive movements, but with the amount of mobility from Malvinas and with the stun as well provided by Steffe, he's not going to be able to do that at will. And now Malvinas, knowing that there's no roamer for MDH, they're completely controlling that top side, and they're taking the turtle right now, uncontested for free.
What I love about Malvinas gaming here is their execution is just so in sync, and they do not forget about neutral objectives like turrets and of course this turtle. They managed to find the 3rd turtle. Let's see, MDH, they need some compensation here.
Yeah,
Goldie's building.
No, honestly, like I'm looking at this game and I'm seeing what are they waiting for, because Malvinas gaming, look at this, the damage is so strong and it looks like they're gonna engage onto the jungler.
Joga's gonna be caught there, but the moon on blast, and the real world manipulation basically zones everyone away from trying to follow that play up. MDH losing Joga on a Ling now that's behind of that Fredrin. The King using the Bravest Fighter just to clear out the waves. He's going to be punished here by a dive, and it's going to be the King who gets picked off, who jumps in looking for some more sustain. He gets up. Steffe looking for stun, jumps in, flickers as well under the turret just to smack him up. Harley surviving with one.
My goodness, MVG, they are stepping on the gas here. The King needs to fall in the bot side, but take a look at this. MVG, they are looking to grab more space here, taking the tier 1 bot side, and seems like they will not get it. Still, MDH manages to defend that turret.
Right now, MVG, they're just solidifying every single lane for themselves, because MDH, it looks like they're kind of getting picked off one by one, because Gunnar tries to get information, but because the carry is there, you're going to get popped so fast. And I kind of feel like this is creating such a big problem for the side of MDH, because the Glue is more tankier than the roamer, and when it comes to Joel Crew on this carry, he really doesn't care who's in front of him. So right now, MVG, they're getting their win condition. The King goes in, but he didn't catch anyone.
Nart going to be able to find a way the dragon onto Steffe. That's just the roamer. That's going to be the backline, targeted by Prince Fan.
Oh, they're
now,
engaged.
real roam ablation on top of the Faramis ult, as that's going to be the blazing duet popped in as well. Harley caught low. Joel Crew still free hitting with a full HP bar. He's still actually going to be able to push MDH back, but it's MDH who finds the pick.
Man, I can see why Carry has been such a prior today. Remember, the first game, and Carry was also picked up by Blacklist, and now another team fight is brewing up here, Mirko.
No,
Seems
it's not
like
a team fight when there's Dragon, right? It's just, hey, he walks
He's
wherever
harassing.
he wants to go.
Harassing the members of MDH. But again, the First Lord is up now. It's very, very critical situation, especially for MDH.
Nart looking for the play, gets Prince Fran right there, but there's no follow-up, as that's the real-world inflation that actually locks them down. Need my help with no cult altar. Gonna be gunned down. That's the damage coming through, and is gonna fall for the 2nd time in this game to Joel Crew, who's absolutely massive right now. MDH, how do they contest for the turtle or the Lord now?
Honestly, I kind of feel like they gotta slow things down a little bit, because they've been, okay, even in the fight where they're all clumped up together, somehow MVG forces MDH to go left and right, never together. So far, we've seen MVG controlling the movement of MDH. You guys have to split up, and when they do split up, it's usually the damage dealers all alone, making it so that they're very vulnerable to any kind of damage coming in from MVG. So right now, MVG, they're telling MDH, you go left, you go right.
Yeah.
I'm shot calling for you.
I mean, you're right, MDH. They need to pick their battles here. They do not want to get driven by the side of MVG. MVG now, with the Lord push, has established a 3,000 gold lead. But take a look at this. Another purple invade, perhaps.
Nart again in the midst of it all. Gonna be actually melted down there. That's Jolkru dealing so much. The call altar just to save him as Joga gets out. Doesn't get the purple buff, however. It's still Prince Fran who wins out that retry battle. And it is getting from bad to worse from MDH, with Malvinas completely controlling the map and even claiming MDH's jungle.
Yeah, right now, honestly, man, I gotta say, this is just the second game of the day, but we can see the strength of Carry as well as Blue. MVG, they're sticking to their guns. They're actually trying to get one of the turrets here, but it looks like a very good defense coming in from MDH, but no, never mind. The King got caught, and the King is taking so much damage, but he still survives.
What is that damage, my guy? Oh my goodness, Jolkru is an absolute monster on the carry right now.
You can see here MDH already executing the split push potential that they have, because take a look at the items, take a look at the gold here. Carry 8,000 gold.
No golden staff yet.
No golden staff yet.
No golden staff yet. So this is crazy.
Explain.
Okay, here's the thing, right? It looks like in terms of the players, there's two ways that you want to go with your build. Number one, quickly get your Corrosion Scythe, your Demon Hunter Sword, as well as your Golden Staff. But if you want to play a little bit more disciplined, you delay the Golden Staff just a little bit so that you get your Wind of Nature first, making it so that even if you do get engaged on, you can survive if your tank or your roamer is not there to protect you. So looks like in this game, Malvinas Gaming, they just do not want to lose their advantage that they've already piled up against MDH. So going for the safe pick, that's good.
That's so unfortunate for Nart, man. He goes on to Harlot, but the kick did not go through all the way. Still on the back line with a Blazing Duet, dealing a whole lot of damage, but Jolkru does more. Dragon now on to Hehe, who has the sprint. Hehe is running for the hills, gets out with a Battle Mirror image, and it's a 1-for-1. Nart for Harlot, which is technically worth it, but oh my god, okay, we're good. We're good.
Don't snitch. But there you go. He made it. But yeah, back to your point here, LaFell. A very intelligent item from the side of Jolkru. He doesn't want to. He knows he is dominated. He's dominating
damage,
game, but he has enough damage, so let's be more respectful. But now, the Lord is up. This is Enhanced Lord, so MDH, they need to figure something out.
I kind of feel like if Joga can get a way to get onto Jolkru, that's great. But we can see that Gunnar has been trying, and every single time he tries, he dies. It's not a good situation to be in. And hey, just got down by Dragon. Oh, what did you do, Dragon?
Dragon, look at him. He just walks up menacingly and more people have to back off.
Dragon is just dragging everyone all around.
Oh my, look at him. He's just walking with swag, man.
He looks like he doesn't care.
He doesn't care.
He dragged him from the mid lane all the way back to the base.
He doesn't care, man.
He doesn't care. It's a good mindset to be in when you don't have to care.
This is why you ban glue. I feel like in this match, in this current tournament, if you're the first pick, you should prior glue, and if you're the second pick, you just ban that glue out. Let's see here, the offense and defense for both teams. Seems like MVG, with this goal established already, they might take 2 basers if they're lucky, if MDH screws up, let's say.
The King now jumping with the bravest fighter.
What?
Oh my goodness, the cold altar isn't enough. He flickers out just to die towards Jolkru. Oh my god, does he have Golden Staff? Please tell me he has Golden Staff now, right?
Yeah.
Mirko, Gani, answer this riddle. What are you going to do against someone that doesn't die and someone that does too much damage?
You run.
You run. Thank you very much. I do agree. You run.
That's okay. It's good riddle.
It's a logical answer.
That's a logical answer.
Yeah.
Exactly. But let's
it's not the answer I'm looking for, but it's logical.
Okay. What's the answer you're looking for?
I'm looking for an engage by MVG.
And they are doing it right now. Need my help. Gonna be taken down. Nart now still trying to zone the other members away. Jumps in with the G Kundo, but is not gonna be able to find the way to Dragon as the King jumps in with the Bravest Fighter. But again, it's just a Cult Altar defensively. There's no counterplay right now towards what Malvinas are doing. They're even just walking into turret range of the base turret, dishing out some damage, sieging it down with no minion waves. They are absolutely controlling this game.
Looking bleak for MDH. They are now behind 6,000 gold. Oh my god, another engage.
Again, Dragon here, he just jumps in and he is going to be able to zone away with a nature pop, but that's the magic damage coming through. Joel Crew, free hitting on the back, getting the double. The King, who has the damage reduction, will not be able to survive this. That's the mid-base turret taken out without a minion. A single minion wasn't necessary for Malvinas. It's a triple kill over to Joel Crew. Joga and Need My Help now trying desperately to save the game. Dragon still able to jump in with a slam. Joel Crew targeting the base, and it's going to be Malvinas Gaming who tops their group for now. 1-0 up against MDH.
The runner-ups from Latin America managed to squeak the win here in our second match of the opening day. Congratulations, but my god, what an execution by Dragon.
They just force themselves towards victory. They just walk up and be like, if you guys want to fight, we will accept the fight, but you have to accept that you will lose. And that's the problem. It's like glue never dies, and Carrie believes that there's nothing that you can do to save yourself. You can nerf the Natalia however you want, but I kind of don't care. So I will still bring it.
Yeah, so let's see here. The drafts here for our match number 3, for our third match for group stage day 1, sent to you by TikTok. You can see here as Falcon will take the red side. Meanwhile, Incendio Supremacy will take the blue side. Still, Prio Band same. Fanny, Franco, same as they did against Blacklist, I believe. And meanwhile, Falcon realizing glue. We talked about glue as well. They listened to us. They banned this purple hero.
Blue was such a problem, man. I can't. Just remembering it from last game, right? Vengeance was just optional, so
PTSD, man.
PTSD, I agree. You have to ban it out. The Kanja as well coming out, but still, this has been the same ban for the blue side. It's always been first man Fanny all 3 games.
Blue is the first pick, right? I'm colorblind, so I need Diablo confirm. So this, okay. Yeah. So yeah, I kind of feel like this is the way that they flex. Falcon, I would say, we haven't seen the full draft, but they are in such a good position because Falcon on the second pick, red side is very dangerous because they can pick the Natalia last. If they want, they can go up for the Johnson Kadita, which they kind of like popularized again. And when they bring that up, it's kind of interesting where they swap the roles, where Naomi's going to be the one using the Kadita and Justin's going to be the one driving the Johnson.
I mean, again, the man you see on screen is
the villain.
The Japanese villain, thinking, the masterminding behind it all. And let's see. It's a rock fan comes through. Let's see here the response from the side of Incendio. They have the first pick. Oh, it's a quick pick here, and it's going to be 1-1.
The 1-1 that was banned out 2 times in the last 2 matches finally opened and picked up, but it does leave the Joy open
we forgot about
for
Joy.
Falcon Esports, and the Joy is so good. Why? Because, okay, obviously, he's super strong. Secondly, hey, flexible. You don't know where this Joy's gonna go, you all right? Technically,
she's a ballerina.
She is a ballerina.
She's strong, she's flexible, and she can dance.
You're right,
She has a beat to it, too.
Make sure you give her a ballerina skin.
Okay.
It needs to happen. It needs to happen. And
taken.
Free idea from LaFell.
I mean, it doesn't have to be free.
I like it.
Just saying. Okay, so looking at the draft right now, it's very quick picks, but now it's slowing down a little bit because Incendio is like, okay, we got a 1-1. We got a very good laning base up in the gold lane, and the Estes has been picked up as well as the Fredrin. The Fredrin is okay, it's cool, but the Estes pick has been shadow buffed as well with the changes of how vision works. Is it enough though?
I think it might here, Mariko. Looking at the 3 compositions that Incendio picked up, You have an idea. They
Oh.
want to clump up, but take a look at the
Lolita.
response. Lolita. Again, a very good counter for that Estes.
Not just for the Estes, but also the Wanwan, right? With the shield that she has, that crossbow attack, and even the first ability is going to have, for sure, looking at it, Incendio's going to have a hard time popping the crossbow attack and even getting some damage, even if he gets the weakness points. So now, you can already see respect band towards Incendio. Falcon Esports know that Rosa loves picking the Lunox and also the Faramis. So now, with the Faramis picked up, the Lunox ban, they might actually be forcing Incendio to pick up an uncomfortable hero for Rosa.
We got to talk about the first 3 picks for both teams. For Sada Falcon, it looks like if they want to go aggressive, they can, because they have a lot of ways to engage fight with the Paramis as well as the Lolita. And not because we see the Lolita, we see the Paramis, we got to assume that Joy is going to be a jungler here. So once she has both buffs, maybe she just can initiate.
Dance around.
Yeah, dance around, like trying to make sure that Incendio can't really move forward, because in terms of how Incendio wants to play, they got good sustainability with both the Fredrin as well as the Estes, but we talked about it. If you guys want to clump up, it's kind of advantageous for Falcon.
I think it might actually go to the XP lane instead of the jungle, right? We know that right now, the Vengeance is so good on Joy, and it's either going to be the mid or the XP. I'm leaning more towards XP because Justin's signature is that Faramis. We've seen him make those crazy plays by initiating team fights on that Faramis. So we'll see. Now, again, that's the Yeet ban. They're really starting to nail down on Rosa's hero pool as Incendio look for their final ban. Looking at Falcon, the jungle still open with the gold lane too. Does Incendio want to target that gold lane even more, or target the jungle?
Again, perhaps maybe banning an assassin might fall through here. Again, realizing that they have a 1-1, so a Ling ban just makes sense.
True.
But no, it's going to be another. They committed to a gold lane ban here in that Leslie. So opening up an assassin to be picked up from Sada Falcon. Now, Falcon will not pick up an assassin immediately. They will secure that Erythel. So I guess they are going front to back.
Instantly think about 1-1, right? Even before the nerfs, she was heavily countered by the Erythel. The movement that Erythel has, while she's able to basic attack, it is a nightmare for 1-1 to deal with. It's almost impossible to win, right? You really need help early on. They do have that Estes, but still, Erythel now, especially considering that the 1-1 has been nerfed, where her first ability can no longer stun, but it's just an immobility, Erythel can punish her even more. So we'll see how this lane plays out. Obviously, got to count the fact that they have the roamers. They're constantly going to be roaming, rotating across towards the gold lane too. But whoa! Incendio Supremacy, the big of the Farsa, and a Khalid.
Okay, a very strong lane here within that Khalid. I guess it's a signature. It's a comfortable hero for the XP for Alien. But I love that Farsa pick. Why? They need magical burst, and that Farsa pick just adds more dimensions to it. Yeah, we mentioned about battling earlier, and there you go. Link comes in to the side of Falcon. Now, looking at the 10 heroes, I gotta say, it's quite even. Hero power-wise.
Yeah, it looks like Mercury, you got it right. Yellow Flash will be using the Joy. How appropriate, Yellow Flash, Joy. So, do you feel good about yourself?
I do, man. Right? Called it. Yellow hero. He's Yellow Flash. You got it from Naruto.
Yeah, I like Minato as well.
What about you, Gon?
The Flying Raijin.
I like Naruto.
Joy's a fast character.
It's very fast. I'm like, whenever she moves, I'm like, whoa, that's fast.
That is fast.
That is fast.
You know what? Give me a flash prediction while you're at it for
Falcon.
the match. Okay, Falcon, that was really fast. Gonnie, I can't wait for you. Oh, Falcon. Okay, well, I'll give mine, right? I do think Falcon too. Looking at the drafts, they have a solid composition that's really flexible. And tat-a-tat, yeah, they have Joy too. Incendio Supremacy, however, also have a pretty solid composition, so we'll just have to see the execution from both of the teams as we dive into the land of Dawn for game and match number 3, best of 1 for Group A.
Let's see, ladies and gentlemen, Falcon and as well as Incendio, it looks like that Khalid will have the execute, so a very aggressive Khalid I expect coming from that EXP lane. We'll have to see. Meanwhile, other than that, It's just 2 Purifiers on the board for the side of Incendio Supremacy.
Yeah, right now I'm actually looking at the EXP as well, and Yellow Flash is trading a little bit aggressively here against the Kali. Has to be careful because, yeah, like you said, the execute is there. So if he catches him slipping, then he can die as fast as Flash.
Oh man, I like
I'm
that.
so sorry.
Almost.
I'm so sorry. Like the execution, like
Obviously,
okay.
right? And you know, the pickoff game here from the Khalid, right? Alien can definitely abduct Yellow Flash in that XP lane, but you can see right now the duel's happening just in towards the XP lane as Rose is going to be caught, has the wings by wings. Good maneuverability to get out of that one. And in the early game, just like you mentioned, Alien's going to have a better time.
You can see here Rose already popped that Purifier as well. He gets stunned up. No follow-up damage just yet to take the first blood, as Apex is always there just in time to give the heal.
Personally, here as an analyst, I kind of want to see how Apex plays with this Estes, because in my head, when you have an Estes, you kind of want to force certain fights, especially you have a Khalid, you have a Farsight that kind of scales very, very well in the early stage of the game. So I want to see how they're going to control the side lanes and try to actually go for the turtle fights and maybe try to force out mistakes from Falcon.
Well, Yellow Flash the Vengeance still able to get out of the 2-man gank there from Rosa and TNZ. Meanwhile, in the gold lane, Ken almost find a kill onto Sunshine, jumps back in to pick up first blood. Falcon Esports strike first, but Yellow Flash is going to fall in that XP lane. Incendio trading really well with the turtle control too.
My God, whippling down for Senzi will take that first turtle, no problem. It looks like Incendio, they will pick their battles. They will not go for another fight, but now they will manage their lanes better because now they will shift their focus towards the gold lane.
I have a question, right? In this current patch, LaFell, is it more worth to get the gold turret or the turtle?
Personally, for me, I kind of still feel like it's the turtle because the snowball effect of this game is actually very, very strong. So if you can get an extra shield and force it out, it's going to look great. Rosa gets a kill onto Naomi, and TNZ gets one onto Justin. And this is what I want to see. Pick up the pace. Try to put pressure onto Falcon.
Man, Incendio Supremacy here with the Blacklist Evo 2. They're styling really good in the early stage of the game. And Ken, he's still not going to be able to actually look for more towards that gold lane just because there's no mid control. And Zipix, he might be caught here. No sprint, no battle spell. Incendio trying to sandwich him under the tier 1. TNZ jumping in onto Naomi as Apex 47 jumps in as well onto Zipix. Zipix using the ultimate right now, but Sunshine's going to be able to dish out some damage with the Cult Ulcer placed. That's the Appraiser's Wrath, and that's Zipix taking down the killing spree for Rosa as he's absolutely massive here. Ken finally rotating towards that top lane. Sunshine gonna be targeted by Ken right now, but that's gonna be the damage coming through to pick Justin off. Top of the blaze popped in. Ken looking for more, dashing in, but it's still the sustainability from Incendio. Not going to be able to get anything on the board for Falcon, and it's Incendio again showing the team fight masterclass.
A great setup, but a sharp execution. Incendio Supremacy. What the heck? They managed to take down top lane, and looks like they will get that early snowball. What can they take advantage from this space that they have, LaFell?
Well, like we brought up earlier, right? Like in terms of draft, yeah, we gave it over to Falcon, but the way that you use the draft, like I said, I want to see how they use this Estes. Try to force out fights because Falcon, they need some time to scale up. And right now, Incendio, they're using their draft to the best of their abilities. And right now, Falcon, it was beautiful. Naomi tried to catch them, but TNZ making sure that Naomi can't get multiple hits with the ult.
The Numenon Blast, once again, like you mentioned, LaFell, not really going to be able to connect onto anyone as Yellow Flash just backs off using the ultimate defensively. A big resource spent, 2 resources spent. 2 massive ultimates. As Ken is still looking for the steal, jumps in, not going to be able to find it right now. So Ken's going to be taken low. TNZ looking for the damage. Is Ken still able to get out of the Raging Sandstorm? But still, it's Incendio picking up that free turtle.
Good attempt, good effort to steal that turtle away, but Incendio still with the clutch retributions as of now. And number 5 here, Zipix is just focusing on farm because he realizes that he is slightly behind on 1-1 Sunshine here. But let's say, TNZ still managed to get the gold buff, but as of now, it is 5-1. and it is 1,500 gold lead established.
I'm going to say, for Incendio, we got to keep our eyes on to TNZ as well as Rosa, because TNZ is really controlling every single thing that Falcon wants to do in the front line, and Naomi is not having a good time trying to set up fights just because the way that TNZ is playing, he's really focusing on to Naomi, making sure that Naomi can't do anything to force Incendio into a bad situation, and Rosa has been hitting the skills on point, making sure that you do get the crowd control with your first skill, as well as hitting all of your shots to shut down Falcon very, very quickly. So both these players are really stepping up, going up against Falcon.
I mean, taking a look at the items, Corrosion side builds, DHS isn't really there for 1-1, so I guess that power spike for that 1-1 isn't there. But take a look at the fights.
Crossbow tank popped in. Justin to be taken down. Naomi is next, but has the shield. Zipix taunted up. No more follow-up from the side of Incendios. Yellow Flash jumps in, looking for that back line as Ken rotates as well. Rosa still able to maneuver really well. Ken's going to be stunned up, and Sunshine is going to be able to push Ken back. The taunt coming in. TNZ now. Yellow Flash, the vengeance still able to get out, but Incendio again are able to out-sustain, outlast, and win out in the team fight.
Hey, in M4, you can see a Farsa juking out the link.
Right.
You don't always get to see that, man.
No.
Usually it's a one-sided match. Rosa here with the Farsa, putting on the dance moves.
3-0-3.
Making Ken really work for it.
Again, and he didn't get it even. So a very good mechanic shown here, displayed from Farsa, from Rosa. By the airstrike popped here just to zone the members strong side of Falcon, but now this is a critical situation here. The next mutual objective is going to be the Lord. So both teams, they need to be careful what they're going to do the next 2 minutes. Let's say execution-wise.
And you can see actually why Falcon is struggling is because they keep on going for team fights while they are 4,000 gold behind. They're not looking to trade because Incendio are doing a really good job to cover up even the weak side of the map. With Alien being as strong as he is, right now, just take a look at the level difference, right? He's 2 levels up on Yellow Flash, and Rosa is dealing so much damage out.
I guess this is what we've been hearing in scrims. Incendio is actually doing quite a lot. Zepex right now, he only has half HP, and right now I like the way that the macro play coming in from Incendio is that they're really applying pressure for both sides of the map, and then eventually they'll come together in mid, making it so that Falcon doesn't get to dictate what's going to happen. Naomi tries to catch them out, but Rosa stops them. We talked about Lolita countering. Nah, man, there's so many ways to stop the Numinum Blast, and Alien goes in onto Zepex.
3-man raging Sandstorm Alien! What a play! Just literally, the XP laners today have been absolutely phenomenal. And Alien says, hey, I am here too.
He came from outer space.
Exactly. I mean, he did it in M3. He now shows that he is also here to win in M4. Let's take a look at the replay once again, LaFell. What happened?
So in this instant replay, Alien, again, he went up to the sky. He came down, dropped on the tree, and the damage, like I said, Rosa is dealing a lot of damage, but Alien, big props. What an amazing ult. And I kind of feel like Falcon did not expect that at all.
Definitely not.
He must have the Blade of Heptases there. Very.
That hurts.
Oh, yuck. The Lord is up now. It seems like with the space that Incendio has created, they will claim the Lord. But oh my god, bot side, they will have compensation though.
Yeah, it's a train. It's the XP laner, not a shutdown though. So again, Alien's been doing so much damage, but he has no kills on the board. Falcon,
on purpose.
On purpose, yeah, because he's the weak side of the map. He wants to play that way for Incendio to get the objectives on the other side. And you can see right now, you're right, Gani, he does have that Heptases, and that just explains how his damage has been this lethal when he goes in for those crazy flanks.
This is actually very good because he's a frontliner. It doesn't really help him that he gets a lot of the kills. TNZ up front, going up against 3. Naomi goes down.
What? Oh my goodness, Justin's called Alter completely just melted down. Ken still trying to flank, but it's not going to work with Apex 47 just constantly there in the back line providing the support. Sunshine is a level up, now 2 levels up onto Zipix, who's on a counter towards the 1-1. There's a Cult Altar, there is a shield from the Lolita, and there's an Irithel, yet Sunshine is still shining.
Now you can really see the value of that 1-1. Take a look at the feather airstrike. Twice! hitting Zipex, and he needs to back off. Base turret number 1 will fall as well. Now Falcon is in full defense. Incendio, they are disciplined. They see no objectives on the board. They back off. Now, the thing that I want to point out is now you can see the value of that 1-1. It was first pick, and take a look at the stat 113 late game. He's untouchable as of now.
Feather airstrike popped in. Can't deliver the damage onto that back line right now, but will not be able to find it just yet. That's going to be Justin taken out of nowhere. Ken, looking for the Divine Blaze, not dealing enough. The sustain is too much. When you thought you've dealt with the Estes, Alien just heals back up. Zipix now trying to kite back with Yellow Flash. The mini waves comes crashing down onto the base. Ken looking for the damage. Feather airstrike stunning him up, poking him down. Again, it looks like Incendio wants to look for an end right now, but with the minion waves here, we'll see how they do it. Sunshine still looking for the weakness points, deciding to finally back off, and Falcon have some room to play with again, but Incendio, 8,000 gold lead, building up to a 9K gold lead. Is this even comebackable?
It is honestly comebackable, but not by Falcon outplaying Incendio. Incendio has to make a mistakes themselves, because that was one of the better engages Falcon can get. Can go straight on to Rosa, but even in that kind of situation, it looks like not enough damage, or even if he does have enough damage, everyone else from Incendio can see that Ken is there, so go after Ken. It makes it so that he wants to do his job, but everyone is trying to stop him.
Exactly, and that is the case, LaFell. And oh my God, you're right, Mirko, as well. They're banking on Incendio to make a mistake. 10 seconds in. Oh, Barca.
Oh my God, he got the healing down. The Estes there.
In time.
Absolutely phenomenal.
Insane.
Again, you could see it. Rosa was caught, but Apex 47. That's why he's an Apex. That's why he's always there. He knows when his teammates need him. And right now, because Ken is low, because he's used that Temple of the Blaze, Falcon Esports, they have no way to try to contest this. Yellow Flash still trying to force it as he dashes in, back and forth in the jungle. Looking for the ultimate right now, dealing out a whole lot of damage with Vengeance popped in. Sunshine not able to find the weakness points as Zipix deals out the damage, front to back currently. Justin to be silenced, gonna be taken down, but the Illuminati Blast not connecting on anyone. Will mean an Alien can execute Naomi. It's a 2 for 0. Zipix now to target, and it's a double for Sunshine. It's an absolute disaster for Falcon Esports, but Ken saves the day, clearing out most of the minions in the mid lane. Yellow Flash gonna have to deal more. Justin flickering out the safety from that Feather airstrike as Alien just tries to run him down, and Justin will fall.
The team from Turkey will not back down. They are now angry after the first match loss, and it seems like Falcon is the casualty. Lord is up. It's quite freely here as Ling will not be able to do anything in the Land of Dawn now, and it is going to be free Lord. LaFell, the base is quite exposed. Can they end the game?
Well, right now they are looking at Ken, hoping that he can clear all the ways, but now with no energy, Alien goes in. Ken tries to run away. That was just an enhanced basic attack. Ken going up against Rosa, going against Sunshine.
It's a manhunt.
And right now it looks like he is able to survive, because Incendio's like, nah, we got the Lord. We're going to end this right now. This could possibly be the final skirmish where Incendio could end this game with a 10K gold lead.
13-2. It's not a close game so far. Incendio have been completely dominating. And Zipix, with one feathered airstrike shot, loses almost of his HP. With the Lord marching in still, it's going to be Falcon Esports over the defense. Space going to be targeted down by Sunshine as that's going to be the damage coming through to Zipix. And it's an upset here with the crossbow tang. The mini wave is still there. Incendio Supremacy take Falcon Esports down.
The team from Turkey strikes back, equalizing here in Group A. And my goodness, what a thriller match. Unfortunately for the team from Myanmar, they have to take the learn.
I mean, congratulations to Incendio, yeah.
Congratulations indeed.
Ahead of them as we continue on. With the drafting phase beginning, let us get ready for match number 4. It's Toda up against Malvinas Gaming.
I'm loving how the meta is slowly but surely making itself It's showing some shape. Yeah, it's showing some shape because here's some must bans, right? You gotta get rid of the glue.
Get them out of here.
And here's what's interesting. It's Malvinas who banned it out. It was Dragon earlier on it, and he knows, like, all right, whoever's going into the XP lane, I don't want to give it, so let's not.
Yeah, it's all about priorities, right? Blue side so far has been doing really well throughout the day. We're already in match 4. Maybe blue side's still going to keep that 100% win rate.
I think you have a huge advantage, obviously, if you do have that first pick, but still, the same can be said. If you are going to be on red side, you get those 2 priority picks that you want to, you have to be willing to give up something, but in turn, you have that exchange, right? And then play around it. Now, this is where I love the surprises that we've seen so far. One of them being even a Khalid pop-up, you know? And actually, when Alien played it, it worked so well for them. And I'm wondering if there's more room here. We talked about in the keys to victory, is there pocket strats in the ban? Will that happen here? Hopefully it does for either of these teams.
Well, neither here nor there. Game 3, that Khalid was only really picked because you can't stop the quick sand guard.
Exactly.
So it was so sustainable even without that Estes heal. Now with the Faramir out of the question, we're open to more burst. We're open to more DPS even. So you can expect that these team fights won't last too long. If somebody goes down, 2 or 3 maybe, then the opposing team pushes that advantage. Now we're waiting for one more ban. I'm guessing you want to take out something from the XP lane. If you're Malvinas here, take out something side laney, because the mid and the jungle are moral flexes these days. I'm looking at a Fredrin somewhere in the first 3 picks from either team.
Yeah, possibly. I definitely think that Malvinas seems more likely to do so, but this is what I wanted to see. Get rid of the Joy. I feel like right now, nobody really knows what role Joy needs to fill, right? We saw literally in match number 3 coming in from Yellow Flash.
XP lane.
But even when I look at Naisu, I'm like, you cast the top
I was going to
class.
say, what's weird is seeing Joy, even in a previous tournament, like, they put her in the jungle, they put her in mid, they put her in the XP lane. Where does she fit, and where does she actually excel? I think throughout the tournament, it's going to be similar when we were at MSC, where does Julian work better?
Oh, exactly. No. Here we go. The Kaja is a roamer, I believe, going to the hands of Yumski, and now swinging over, I'd say the Fredrin's still good here.
I think Fredrin overall is going to be good, even if you do get hit by the Kaja. At the very least, you have enough HP to kind of hunker down.
You don't mind.
Yeah, and I think at this stage of the game, Malvinas Gaming have a really good opportunity to punish. There's still a lot of priority picks. The Farsa, for example, a really good one to distance their opponents, but they even get the carry, and I've heard a lot of things about this attack speed carry shredding through the entirety of Mobile Legends.
They got buffed. Carry got buffed recently, and I believe today alone, Carrie has been going bonkers. I think that's what the kids say. She's been going bonkers.
I think that's around the sayings here, right? So we'll see if Pinwheels go bonkers in this game. But still, you already have so much damage just in these 2 picks alone. You want to make sure you can protect that damage, right? On the other side here, Todak going to lock in one of my favorite jungle picks here, going to be the Hayabusa, but they also taken the Valentina.
I thought for a moment there it was going to be the Valentina that was going to be your favorite, but then I remembered Gord, and I was like very confused for a moment there. But don't worry about it. The Hayabusa is going to be quite an interesting position, right? Because again, it's quite dive heavy, and you need to take out this carry or maybe even the Farsa.
Yeah, that's a clear answer by Todak. Is saying you pick the softies. All right, we're going to go ahead and get the natural predator here. And I like the Valentina. It really doesn't say anything. Can still go into a side lane. Again, it's Todak we're talking about here. So they can do that or keep it in mid. So there's so much still going on for Todak. And there's the Fredrin. Again, you want to have that frontliner, and even if you do get pulled in, and even if you eat a face full of shadow kill, you're fine.
Yeah, absolutely. I think one of the good things about Fredrin is even though Hayabusa is able to get one item and even out the scale against the Fredrin, naturally until Hayabusa maybe gets 3 items, 4 items, it still has to stack up his passive against a Fredrin. He gets to walk away for free. Fredrin can do what he wants to do.
Again, that's why I think we have, first pick, that Kaja, allows him to have that divine judgment. You can hopefully get the right targets to pick off that you want to. And then again, you have Valentina too, right? So if you want to go feathered airstrike to feathered airstrike, have that burst potential on both sides, find a lockdown, and then by that time, Hayabusa's online, ready to go, that could work.
And so far, that's the only win that Todak has on the Valentina. Yeah. So far, I'd say, save for the flex, again, the fact that it's Todak, comes with the territory, the Valentina isn't worth it yet. personally, that there's not much he's picking up here.
I think it's also to change the mentality of how Malvinas Gaming is going to draft, right?
Yes.
They don't want to give high-value ultimates over to Todak from this stage onwards in the second part of the draft. I mean, look at the ban so far. Malvinas Gaming is like, no gold lane, get rid of one of the strongest ones, all right? We've already got the carry. Naturally, Beatrix is going to go. But then we look at Todak and they're like, okay, they're going to be playing for the carry. They're going to be playing for their Farsa. Let's get rid of zone control. Let's get rid of ways for them to easily face check bushes.
The only different like order that I would like to see from Kodak from this is if they say they left the Valentina, they didn't lock in the Hayabusa yet, because maybe Valentina, goes into the jungle and then you locked in your marksman, right? You have that because you can see all those last two bans were focused on those marksman choices.
You bring up a really good point here. There is a good chance that Hayabusa might get chucked down into the gold lane to try and trade against someone who's naturally short range like a carry.
Or an XP lane.
Yeah, or an XP lane. But wait, I don't want to go. Okay, well, let's not get theoretical here. Let's see what this pick is. As this ban, Cho gets locked in. Good peel coming in from Malvinas Gaming.
Yeah, no, Rome Cho is all right. Again, Todak tried to choke it out, right? No Grok, no Estes. I think they were like trying to narrow it down to either a Cho or an Atlas, and they would rather just deal with the Cho. Again, pick off for pick off, and that's all right. Now, Todak, here we're going to finally see where that Hayabusa or that Valentina might finally go.
Yep, they have to finish off their team composition here in the second phase. I'm excited to see what this is going to be, knowing how Todak likes to be wild.
Irithyll, save. Give it a Momo.
I would argue that Claude might be the better way to go. It's an argument.
No, it's not.
Oh!
Surprise.
I feel this is so annoying. Todak, they do it in the local leagues and they do it here. They're like, this? Nah. Let's take it a step further.
I'd say this is a double swerve. They're showing us we can flex, but no, we're going to actually keep it close to home here. And here's an old school pick. I haven't seen Uranus in a while.
Yeah, this is rather interesting. Okay, so we know that Chiku is going, at the very least, Chiku is going into the gold lane. Momo is going to be going into the EXP lane. No shenanigans here.
I think it's so. I'm happy. I am happy that this is what's drafted here from Kodak. I just want to see how it all plays out here, because even so, again, Valentina, you have a couple options. Feathered Airstrike. Now you have the Way of the Dragon. Still could help you. Still a great pick-off tool to pair with a Divine Judgment.
But it's just two.
It's just two
picks.
It's just two. It's true.
And it's usually these two heroes, right? The Cho and the Farsa. You never get to see them out. They're usually hiding in bushes, and it's usually too late. So Todak have to play. They have to play on instinct, and they have to time their team fights better than they usually do.
I'm not ready for this. I can already hear the chants here, but it's about to be time. And the Malaysian representatives up against the Peruvians. It's going to be Todak up against Malvinas Gaming. Quickly, write down your predictions. Cheer for your favorite team as we jump right into the land of dawn.
Smash them.
Oh man, I'm excited for this one. I like both team compositions, like I mentioned, but at the same time, when will Rival be able to get to that point where Hayabusa needs to be to get those shadow kills off and just work around that? Again, 5-man rotation is going to be strong for them.
Given the lineup that MVG is rocking here, I'd say if they don't give the respect that Rival demands, Harley and Joker are going to have a hard early time in the game here, given that Stefan needs to babysit them. Look at this. It's high and dry on Rival. So as long as there's only one of you around, best believe that feels like it's more than just one core item you need to build.
This is so interesting. This feels like, long seasons past. Momo, he's just going to have to, sit on a stick all day while Chiku is having the time of his life as they have swapped lanes.
It's a switcheroo, yes. Well, what this allows for Chiku to do is just dominate the Uranus. There's that range advantage. And then for Lapu Lapu, for Momo, is he doesn't even care. The carry doesn't deal much damage in the early game. You can dominate with your nukes, with your early game skills.
Absolutely. I mean, look at this. They already got it half, but MVG, they want to go for something here. Can they actually pull it off? I mean, Yusuke, he sees what's going on, and giving that extra information to Chiku, I feel like Todak want to actually bring the fight to Malvinas.
So I'm wondering how this is going to work, but here in the mid lane already, a shadow kill committed. No kill, though, for either team. Back to my question here. Is this as actually valuable to give Momo that gold lane and allow Lapu Lapu to get those items faster, and then you have Chico here in the XP lane?
It's on condition, right?
Yeah, it's less about the items that they get and more of the interaction with the heroes. and how they scale up into the mid game.
Oh, beautiful first blood here. And I mean, look at that. The entire gold trail has been ripped off by Chiku guys itself instantly. This is what I'm talking about. The tempo, they're going to keep on pushing it and forcing these movements from Malvinas Gaming so they at least have some form of control.
Yeah. I mean, first turtle of the game, they do have that advantage. Let's see if they can zone him out pretty well here. Steffi has to get out of there too. It's just going to go over the hands of a rival. And this is the thing, right? Hayabusa with an early kill sets you up for that first easy turtle take. This is huge already for them.
I feel like Malvinas Gaming was expecting Todak to play slow, but with the lane swap and how fast they're shredding down these neutral objectives as well as turrets, I think Malvinas Gaming really need to rethink their plan.
It's a very fundamental approach to the game. It was less about building items and more of, this hero's not going to do anything to me. Let me just take advantage of this. And look at this, converting straight into a 245 push. Bottom lane, that's a no-go. That's a dead zone for MVG.
Really beautiful map movements coming in from Todak. You can see the mid lane support run down to help Chiku guys, but at the same time, Hayabusa is not going to let free EXP and gold be a waste. Oh, Yumski!
Oh, Yumski gonna go in with the flicker and everybody there to back him up, but they can't get the kill just yet. Harley able to get out of dodge, but it's Dragon that falls here in the mid lane.
A little unlucky there with the Shadow Kill RNG. It ended up onto the Uranus, but looking at topside, Joel Cruel.
Joel Crew gonna try to get out. There's the flicker in with the kick as well. Chiku guys gonna fall here. Joel Crew picking up a kill.
Yep, fight started and it was Chico guys was actually ahead, right? Both on EXP and on gold, but they had the man advantage. MVG, they were just much, much faster. This is what I was talking about. If Steffi can hide in the right bushes, he can actually catch off guard TDK and maybe shrink this early gold lead. 1.5 in under 4 minutes, that's actually pretty big.
Yeah, no, I think it's just the foreshadowing that Steffi foresaw. It's like, okay, you broke a tier 1, where's the next move you're going to make? You are going to have to run through the river or walk through the lane to get to that top side of the map.
Oh, fully stacked here. Steffi gonna get taken out right away with a shadow kill to follow up. Forcing Harley out here with wings by wings, but another kill going in the hands of Todak.
And now here's another concept that we have to understand. MVG, Steffi, he has so much to deal with, right? He has to protect both Harley and Joel Crew, and now Joel Crew's down.
Yeah, there's nothing you can do to get out of that one.
So now, you have to consider, yes, he can find these ambushes, but where does that leave him? He might be trying to do too much. He's getting overloaded now.
Yeah, I think right now MVG, they're not entirely sure how they should take, what approach they should take with Todak, because even though topside ticket is already broken, you can see that Hayabusa and Lapu Lapu taking the initiative to hover around the turtle in case Malvinas Gaming doesn't touch it.
Yep, so this is Todak's game so far. The first 5 minutes, almost 4K ahead. It's Todak who's making the decisions, and MVG just following to their pace.
Okay, Leo, I think we need to talk about win conditions here, right? Because Malvinas Gaming, it feels like towards the later half, is going to have a bit of an advantage.
Yes, but only if they can stop the initial TDK ambush. Like, it's TDK who's saying, we do this, what do you do next? They have to bait out those ults first. That's how it's going to happen in the late game.
All right, it's about team fighting with 4K lead. Hopefully Malvinas Gaming, they don't lose their mid-turn, because with that, at least they have some form of safety moving around in their jungle.
Well, I mean, not only that, but I feel like part of this was what we were talking about, the flexibility card that Todak likes to play here, right? And even so, when they switched lanes, I feel like that did something. But Yomski gonna go in one more time. Steffi, though, able to survive. Rival finding Harley, though, gonna push them back into the jungle, and it's Joel Crew that falls. And now Dragon running as well. They might look for a crash down here. Conceal play comes in. Steffi falls.
That was beautiful, and honestly, I respect it. And now the next one is going to fall with a complete wipe here. Joel Crew, I am surprised he was willing to flicker in for that.
No, Gideon, you're surprised that Todak is this clean and this quick and this fast.
No, it's expected. Come on, I don't want to be that guy.
What do they call it again? There's a certain term.
All right, let me stand up for this, put in some air in my lungs. It's called Todak Lunga.
Exactly. See? So again, just in that one moment, right about 5 minutes in, 5:15, you saw how Steffi was trying to bait out the Divine Judgment. And that's, again, a little bit of a trailer or a teaser as to how late game's going to happen. But you don't do that. Not like this. Not with 4K ahead. You're losing. You wait until that shrinks.
I think now it's even more solidified that they have to wait. But with 7K gold lead, 6 minutes into the game, so far this is the biggest lead we've seen.
It's because of that blunder. It's because of that whole cha-cha that, okay, I think we can fight him. Just wait for the ult. Wait for the ult. No. You're not in shape yet. So for now, for MVG to try to recover, what they can do is hold back, wait for Joker to get the items, and protect Harley as much as possible. Hide in your jungle, hide in your jungle under your turrets.
They're still going to go for it. There is going to be a trade here, though, across the board. Steffi for Yumski. So they're happy with finding a kill here, but still, is it going to be enough? They're still crawling from being whiplashed by Todak.
I don't think that was as worth it as I would like to believe for Todak, mainly because Yumski had to use his flicker, and that's a very powerful tool, especially for Kadra players, to close that distance. I mean, yes, you would imagine that the initial gap closer would be good enough, but you need to combo it. So we'll see. I don't think they're going to do anything crazy until we do see Rival have his ultimate, and at the very least, Yumski has his flicker.
Yep, looking at the items here, at least there's a Clock of Destiny on Harley, so all the more they have to stick to the late game plan. Clock of Destiny recently got reworked, so you get a little more stacks, a little longer the game goes. As for Dragon, I think Dragon is going to be key here to extending the game. He has to find another lane that he can force TDK to split up. That's what a Uranus does best, right? Like try to bait out opponents, and I think slowly, maybe after one more tank item, the Malaysians will be slowed down in their siege. So that's one way to do it. Just push one up, but no!
Oh, they're going to crash down here with the Divine Judgment. Prince Fran quite low, but the way of the dragon coming out on Chiku, guys. But meanwhile, Moon able to get his own Harley falls. They're chasing back the Shadow Kill. Takes out Steffi, and it's 4 that fall for MVG.
Beautifully played by Momo, able to cancel that feather and airstrike, really putting the pressure on Malvinas right now, and Dragon unable to get into the fight in time to slow down the front line of Todak.
Yeah, no, and I think he used the flicker just to finish one hero off. The cancel was already done. It's like, I have my killer instinct, dude. I just need to flicker in. And now they're going to convert straight up into a turret. And yeah, see, look, so Dragon, you can say, Dragon, he's going up there. He's building up to at least some level of peel.
This is crazy. An inhibitor turret in the base has gone down before that Lord has even spawned, right? That's just how much pressure TDK is putting here. And now Lord is up. This is a 10k gold lead 9 minutes in.
Yeah, I think for Malvinas Gaming, this is a really huge mountain to climb, and especially in local MPLs, a 10k gold lead is pretty much death to a lot of teams this early on, pre 10 minutes.
Rarely happens.
Yeah, rarely happens as well. Well, I don't know. MPL MY is a little whack.
Well, that's why. That's why it explains how Todak is just through the roof now. Look, even Yumski deals more damage than Harley.
I'm surprised that Moon is topping the charts. He's kind of killing it.
It's terrifying.
It's terrifying. Yeah, no. He's in everybody's faces, right? So, given how far Moon has taken this and how much gold Rival is farming, this is also surprising, right? Because if I'm not mistaken, he's also taken away even MVG's jungle.
Yeah, they're invading pretty often here. Are they going to sacrifice the tier 2? But the seal.
Divine Judgment going to come out on Prince Fran. And the Retribution, but still, they're going to just push them off. They don't want to do the Lord.
There's nothing left for Prince Pran. He's more like a popper. And speaking of popping, Dragon. The Peruvian Dragon. More like the Peruvian Lizard.
Just got popped.
So it's tough. So again, I presented one alternative. Dragon should buy a part of the map, right? So that the rest of them can try to farm up. Give items to Harley and Joe Crew. But it's so hard when Todak knows that they're that much ahead that they can Divine Judgment Dragon and it's all right.
Yeah, and they also know that they don't need the Lord. The next inhibitor is about to fall. They are just naturally stronger.
Steffi going to get caught in a bad position here. Falls into the jungle, and now Joel Crew, I don't think he can get back to base in time here. He's going to get chased down. Momo coming in flashy style with the flicker. Not even needed here, but Joel Crew still on the run. Yumsi going to dash in here.
This is one way to do it. Say what you will. Joker was going to die anyways, but he bought what? A solid 10-15 seconds.
10-15 seconds, but it's still rough. I mean, they're not taking Lauren. If Todak wants to end this game, they just take Lauren, they just run it down, and they can pretty much force a fight guaranteed underneath the crystal of MVG.
I'm looking at a threshold of maybe 15 minutes. But if MVG can at least try to conserve themselves and stay alive up until 15 minutes, have at least maybe one more core item on Harley and Joel Crew, maybe.
But that's the thing, like, who is your saving grace here for MVG, right? Harley, Joel Crew. Joel Crew is so far away from that. Harley, though, able to survive just a bit.
Watch out
from behind. Chiku, guys, from the backside.
Oh.
Now they're going to find Joel Crew, as we were just talking about them. They fall here, and another one goes down. 4 fall again for MVG. And there's nothing Dragon can do here to defend. It's a maniac for Chiku, guys.
GG, well played. Game goes to Todak here as they're able to score their very first point here in Group B. Wow, what a game.
How many times in this game was Dragon dragged? It came to that point wherein the Uranus has maybe 2 main jobs, right? Past the 3-minute mark, you're looking at, okay, it's a losing game.
Yeah.
Dragon, you have to be the main peel. Your lane is dead. And so far, Todak just leaned into it. Like usually, whenever a hero starts to put themselves right in front of you, you have to consider still at the early game, right? Because your CDR is not that high.
Yeah.
But at this point, they're like, no, just take Dragon. Just go.
See me in a bad situation and said, hop into my backpack. I got this. But it's time for the drafting phase, and maybe this time Zipex can prove why he deserves to be in the gold lane.
All right, so here's why that conspiracy theory from earlier about the whole schedule and the siding thing is so different. Is because they still have the relatively terms coin flip still. Because look, it's blue side Burn X Flash, but they're on the right side of the stage. So now that being said, let's see if this changes the wins of the group stage.
Wait a minute, is this an expansion of the conspiracy theory? Is it not just blue side, but the position they're sitting in on stage to determine it?
Possibly.
Oh boy, it's gonna be tough, but once again, we are seeing expected bans. Blue, of course, thank goodness, please get rid of him. And also coming in from Burn X Flash, the Chone as well as the Joy. I have mixed feelings about Joy.
I was just thinking,
Right?
I was connected to you guys here because
Big guy connection.
Big guy
Big guy connection.
And same concept, right? We were actually saying, where does Joy fit, right? And even when Yellow Flash played Joy previously, it didn't work out. So I'm surprised with the ban.
Yeah, no, he took a page out of Papa Dop's playbook and put him in the XP lane, which is pretty solid. Again, Joy is a sustainable hero.
Yeah.
Put a retribution on her, very rarely will die. But what does she do with that, right? Compared to heroes that also very rarely die, like Uranus or Esmeralda, a lot of pressure there. So now, I think, I agree. Gideon, you said this maybe a few moments ago. They're going to keep it close to the chest. Nothing too crazy here, because they're both playing with, you know, less than ideal circumstances, right? Falcon already lost her first game.
Yep.
Burn X Flash making their debut here, a lot of pressure on them too. So now with the 1-1 ban, it's very clear that both teams respect the gold lane. Are we going to be expecting here a possible... Could be, because again, I expect Hessa plays a mean Beatrix.
He does. And honestly, when I'm looking at the ban so far, the fact that they banned out Joy for the side of Burn X Flash, I'm guessing they want to play a composition very orientated towards CC. I'm not sure if it's split push or team fight. I'm feeling more team fight oriented as Valentina gets banned for the side of Falcon. Let's see what this first pick is going to be.
I'm also thinking, you know, if you're going to give C-Cat something here, Farsa has been doing work so far in day one, right? And that could be a possibility, but then you're left with this decision, what do you want to prioritize? And it's going to be a Fanny here, who we've constantly seen banned out for the majority of the day.
Absolutely, and teams in Southeast Asia love the Fanny. At least somebody on the team has one tricked her for a good amount of time to be able to whip it out on the professional stage.
Something tells me it's some rite of passage. Just get those cables in.
It's like the jungler minimum. Do you play Fanny? Yes? Okay, you're part.
All right, let's go to boot camp.
Let's go to the boot camp.
Faramis pick up here for Falcon, and I'm guessing they're going to combo this with something from the EXP or something for Roam.
I would think they would hold off on the Roam for a little bit here. You want to still have that flexibility of throwing the Faramis into the Roam or maybe into the mid lane. So the Lapu Lapu, I think, generally quite safe here. He has a couple of bad matchups, but at the end of the day, still brings a lot of value in team fights.
I think that's why they took out the glue, because that's usually the answer for Lapu Lapu. You see a lot of glue played into that lane. They're going to secure themselves that here. I'm wondering if they trade the Fredrin, right? If we see Burn X Flash take the Fredrin and put it in the XP lane, because that is kind of the old eternal battle, right? With the Uranus Esmeralda fight.
Now it's Fredrin.
Lapu Lapu. I don't know. I personally don't think that matchup is too favorable. honestly, there's no leeway for either side. You want a very clear, distinct advantage here. And I think if they want to do that, I mean, Uranus is still a very good option considering that Burnix Flash has already locked in one of its natural counters in the carry, and not to mention pairs very, very well with the Eve.
I'm liking what Burnix Flash is doing. This is non-fundamental in the fact that they've picked all their damage in the first phase, but regardless, what this allows them to do is to just play around what's left. Regardless if Falcon bans out solid roamers or solid peel in the XP lane, they don't mind because this is their core already.
Ooh.
This is daring.
Yeah.
It's dangerous.
Yeah.
Ling,
Perilous.
Ling versus Fanny. Again, another very classic matchup, but you can expect the Fanny to have a lot more pressure in that early game. I'm surprised they locked in their jungle, and especially in the first phase, they banned out, for specifically Falcon, they banned out the Kaja. I was thinking maybe a Kufra, an answer maybe to stop this Fanny, which Burnix Flash just banned.
It looks like Falcon doesn't want to play the, I'm going to play this, so I'll ban this role. It's more of, I'll play this, so that you have no choice but to answer me, because they took out one of the last remaining predators of the Ling, the Hilda.
That's a good point. Oh, it's getting a bit stressful here because it feels like Falcon might be playing into themselves. We don't have the Kufra. We don't have the Hilda. I'm very curious if Falcon... I'm going back to like prehistoric days here. Anybody play Saber? Like if they really want to shut him down, that's a possible answer.
Mid and Roam Saber was a thing for quite a bit.
Yep. Legacy stuff, man.
But it's too spicy. Right now it's too spicy for 2023.
Too spicy? I feel like it's just right. Like just right. I mean, the Diggy is already gone. Like, I'm feeling it here. It feels like it's going to come out.
I think it could, I mean... with it being day one, I don't think you could count out spicy, right? like, especially we're here in beautiful Indonesia, right? So it's all about the
sambal everywhere. Sambal everywhere.
Oh boy! All right, here we go. With 10 seconds left on the clock, let's see the final ban coming out from Burnix Flash. What else could they really be worried for? I feel like their first 3 picks are already so very good. The Ruby,
another roamer.
That is a really, really good ban.
I love it. No, the Ruby just stops whatever the Ling wants to do, whatever the Lapu wants to do, positions him and then repositions him. Even the Faramis, the Ruby can give hell to the Faramis.
I would actually love to see Ruby here on the side for Burnix Flash, especially with that Eve, but you know, they're the one that banned that out here. But Brock locked in for Falcon, and this could be a good tool for them to work around, right? I mean, you have that long stun with Wild Charge. You have, obviously, those walls you can set up here to cause a little havoc. Try to cut some people off if you can, too, and make it a little bit harder for that Fanny to move around.
For sure, but at least it gives another threat to actually cancel out the Eve's real-world manipulation. You can use the Guardian's Bulwark as a way to kind of knock her, or if you want full commitment with the Lapu as well, the Wild Charge really sets up great. But it also is a bit of a double-edged sword, right? You build up that wall, you still need to hold spells specifically for Fanny.
Yeah, no, that's what's happening is Burnix Flash, regardless of what happens with these last 2 picks, are playing with their box. Yeah. They're the ones who want to poke, and then it's up to Falcon to try to break through with that. And they're going with a... Correct me if I'm wrong, this is a Roam Matilda XP lane Fredrin.
Yeah.
So eventually ended up with the
Fredrin
the new Eternal Battle.
Yeah.
Eternal.
I mean, it's
Eternal
more like
Battle
a flashy battle. Like, it looks like an action movie. Like,
Eternal Battle to Electric Boogaloo.
yes, we'll take it.
I'm with it.
In theaters near you.
I hate the fact that I know the reference, and it tickles me every time. But I got to keep my composure here. I got to be one of the big boys at the table. But with the final pick coming in for the side of Falcon, is there anything that could really save them here? They lock it. The Harith!
Gold Lane Harith!
Gold Lane Harith. This is going to be very interesting here, and it's going to be a little tough for at least Hessa to farm comfortably.
I was just saying, like, when we had the discussions about the meta and everything, like, Gold Lane, yes, you still have your marksmen, they're great options, but I feel like now more than ever, maybe more than ever, you can actually flex a lot of those picks, even the mage picks, in that Gold Lane. And we've even seen in previous tournaments, even like a Ruby Gold Lane, Hellkirk Gold Lane pop up. Not sure if that's going to happen, but even you mentioned a possibility of, hey, what if Hayabusa Gold Lane, right? There's I feel like room for flexibility just in that lane alone.
Yeah. So thinking about how Falcon might approach this matchup is the Harith is one of the heroes that aren't built to break through that zone, that box that Burnix Flash is putting up, because they need that. They need at least one failsafe, one emergency button for them to eventually rely on if if the Ling plan to work out.
Well, at the very least, they have ways to stop the box. But let's jump right into it. Welcome to the land of Dawn once again for match number 5. It is going to be Burn X Flash on the blue side up against Falcon Esports on the red.
Something to note. Falcon already applying here one of the few things that a Grok only can do, made popular by M2 World Champion Lusty with the minion block.
Yep,
right?
Delaying that wave.
Yeah, right there. See, and already Justin is getting a lot of waves.
Yeah, no, it's great because now Justin can sit under his turret. Wait, this is about to escalate. Hold up.
They're going to cut him off here. D7 has to flicker out. Going to be fine right now, but a lot of tension here between the two teams already early on.
Yeah, thank goodness Chima was ready to go for it. I mean, if this was a pop game, Chima would have just left me to die.
Yeah, it is what it is.
It is what it is. Sorry, buddy. But yes, more importantly, the mid lane is going to be highly contested here just so that the side lanes could have a good time. A lot of the pressure is going to be topsy-turvy here. We're on a seesaw. Let's see where the weight is going to be put on.
Wait, did Ken not get the purple? Yeah, he did.
Oh,
he didn't go for the purple yet.
You're right. You are right. That's kind of brutal here. Ken doesn't have his purple just yet. He's making his way back to go pick it up here. So okay,
He remembered.
He remembered. He still got.
I left it in the jungle.
Yeah, I left it in the jungle. I'll be back
Did
for
I?
it later.
Did I? I did. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
well placed wall there. Naomi gonna allow Ken to go ahead and get this purple buff, but Chima gonna try to cause a little havoc here. Looks like it was secured though by Ken. So yeah, interesting, right? Interesting decision to just leave that towards the end.
I think it's smart because Falcon was expecting potential invades, especially when you have D7. He took the Avarice, and that's when you know, oh, hey, Matilda wants to harass me, wants to get some early gold.
Yeah, no, and the way that Matilda was adjusted in the last patch, she's more of a killer now. Like if you hit somebody with the circling eagle, they are more likely to prioritize the hit with the wisps.
Wait, I see. He waited for that purple buff so he could time it with this first turtle.
Correct.
Right? The whole rotation there. So this should just be, turtle go in the hands of Ken. So that was a good call in the long term of things with that first turtle.
Yep, this is a variety of the rotation that was made popular by MSC 2022 champions RSGPH.
Yep, really, really smart plays coming out from Falcon, really understanding and taking it a step further here because you can see that even with Chima down by his purple buff, he knows he can't really contest it, not expecting this timing to go through.
And what this is doing for Burn is it's throwing them off. Do you see how Chima could not even think of even going to the turtle anymore? And they can't even, it's not like they even made much of it in the top lane. So this is also, again, in turn, giving Zipex some space.
Yeah, super balanced right now. Naomi, he's pretty far out, and I like what he's doing. He is just matching and mirroring what D7 is doing right now, making sure that they know where Burn is going to try and invest some time and effort to maybe get an advantage, maybe get a little bit of a lead. But Falcon understands the longer this game goes, there is a very high chance for them to actually go for a full-on fight.
Yeah, I think they have, I mean, especially when you have a Faramis on your side, you're in the hands of Justin. Also running that last worship, the poke there is great, but also the ultimate, right? I mean, that's why you usually pick them. You have that Cult Altar available to you. So team fight-wise, they do have that possible advantage, but still, with no one going down just yet, this is, again, we're not familiar, right, with this. Almost 4 minutes in, there's been no first blood just yet. It's very interesting with the compositions they both drafted as well.
Oh, wait.
Naomi, though, going to take the shots here. He's going to flicker in. He's going to wild charge in the wrong direction, though. Ken, though, able to grab D7. And they find another one as well as Hessa falls here.
Whoa, okay, that was about to be bad. Naomi whiffing the ultimate there, but at least they find a trade back.
Not worth it. They lost Hessa in the process. And that was one of the most ideal ways that Falcon can actually initiate. Yes, it was tricky for Naomi, but he knew what he was doing. I'm pretty sure comms would show that he was getting in there in the right time, and it allowed Ken to make a beeline for the back line. And he didn't, I don't even think it was Ken who finished off Hessa. He finished off D7, and this allows another free turtle.
So now they're going for it. Circling Eagle going to be popped here. Ken able to secure the turtle, but Zip goes down as Chima able to find the kill. Another wild charge comes forth as D7 falls. Tempest Blade's going to be popped here. Ken looking for Hessa. Can't get the last hit, though, as he falls into the river. And it's I'm your ATM to secure another one.
Beautifully played by Burn. Beautifully played. They all had their battle spells ready to go. Those flickers making all the difference here in these small moments, moment-to-moments against Falcon.
And here's how that Matilda pick alongside the Eve on C-Cat makes a difference. With this kind of lineup, yes, you're playing with a box. But since it is a Matilda with the guiding wind, you're able to relocate. And that's what allowed Burn to win that exchange.
Yeah, and now the item power spikes are starting to roll in here, right? C-Cat getting the Ice Queen's wand. He's got a little bit more utility. Even Hessa, he's getting close to that second item. I know for a fact that he already has the Corrosive Scythe. And yes, he's already starting to build up into that Golden Staff, I would assume.
Oh, I love it. The Ice Queen wand on the Eve is going to make finding him all the more difficult. First, pick up on the Enchantress Talisman on Justin. Yeah, he's going to be able to use Cult Altar even more. Bloodlust Axe first build up on the Yellow Flash. What's going to happen to Naomi?
Oh, Naomi's going to be in trouble here. That's what's going to happen as he falls to Chima. Can the team of Falcon back him up? Hessa going to be the focus. Temps of Blade's going to come down. It's Yellow Flash to grab the kill. Can they grab another one? They're slowed in the real world manipulation. They get the flicker out from D7, but I'm your ATM here to zone them out. But Chima's still going to go into the backside, focusing on Zip. Can't get him, though, and they disengage for now.
It's really interesting when you're looking at the thought process of Burn X Flash. Like, yes, we've already lost the guy, but still, they wanted to get something back. It may not be a kill. They are getting battle spells. Now, Yellow Flash can't go for these big flashy plays flickering into the middle of the fight. And more importantly, Zipex is actually having a pretty good time against Hessa. The Calamity Reaper just being more valuable in comparison to a Corrosive Scythe at this stage of the game.
Now you're going to think, what happens if this continues for the next 5 minutes, right? So far, Falcon has scored 100% of the turtles, and the only clapbacks that Burn have are when Falcon has no battle spells or when the ults come up wrong off of Falcon. So it's a matter of timing. If this happens for the next 5 minutes, all the more, Hess is going to have a hard time.
Yeah, this one goes in the hands of Ken again. A clean sweep on the turtles, and it's Chima that falls to Yellow Flash. C-Cat, though, with the box of death. Can't get a kill. It's Hessa, though, that finds a Zip. Can they turn it around? They're going to focus on Justin as he has to flicker out, but he's not going to be able to get away as Hessa grabs another one. And D7 and CC-Cat are on the hunt for Yellow Flash. Going to the hands of C-Cat.
Oh boy, that's unfortunate there. But again, we are now starting to see why people are like, hey, Hessa, he's just going to carry. Don't worry, he's got it. Because Falcon had a really good opportunity to turn, but Matilda ready to pull him out just in case.
So here's one of those moments wherein, yes, Falcon got the turtle, but as long as you can protect Hessa, as long as Burn gets a winning trade, the next 5 minutes are going to look better for the Khmer.
Yo, I thought Castle Crest was about to click right there. It was about to look bad, but I could see the confidence in Leo's eyes. His team has got him covered. The question is, when do we expect Zipex to actually come online?
Well, looking at Zipex, 1, 2, and 4, Mystery Shop obviously is going to help him, but
Chima forcing out the Cult Altar.
Oh, wow. Well, Zipex, again, back to the story, he hasn't really left the gold lane. He's been here for the better part of the last, 6, 7 minutes? He rotated in mid, and another look at that team fight, right? C-Cat just swiping away, clicking away. You can adjust real-world manipulation as much as possible, but that's not really it. It's all about Hessa, all about D7, allowing, again, to relocate and reposition to give Falcon hell. And yes, Falcon is ahead, maybe a small amount, 200, but look, down bottom, Ken's going to go in with the Temps of Blaze. Naomi able to find the connection on D7, but look at the backside. Justin falls to Chima. They didn't have their eyes on the back, and they get unleashed on it. Now Zip there to try to help him out, but I think this is going to disengage for now.
Hessa apparently died earlier in the fight, so it's still a 1-for-2 trade, and in the end of the day, Burn is still going to have a very slight net profit here. However, mid-turret under fire.
Oh, Naomi's going to be in trouble here. Chima on the hunt with the high-end dry. Can't get the kill, though. Ooh. So it's Falcon that's still able to hold on to that tier 1 in the mid lane.
Oh, thank goodness. That mid-tier 1 is so very important here because once that mid-tier 1 is gone, purple buff might be up for contention for Burn.
Oh, be fighting for this Lord here. Yellow Flash going to be a little bit too late to the party. Chima able to secure it. Ken from the back looking for C-Cat. That's going to be the focus there, but it's Yellow Flash that falls here. Ken able to grab a kill. Zipex with the flicker out. Hessa guiding wins out. I'm your ATM falls, though. And Ken with the double kill. Tempest of Blade's going to be popped here. D7, though. They're bouncing between the tier 1. Purple buff going to be up here. Ken's got to be careful. Naomi, the battle for the purple buff. Chima able to escape. No, sir. He can't as he falls there in the tier 2.
You could see the Falcon fans just jump for a moment thinking that, yes, they stole it. Wait, they did it, but they got the kill, and that's when you expect the jump. So once again, Falcon now actually having a very clear advantage against Burn. It may be very small for now, but this could really start the snowball for Falcon, which we've been waiting for 10 minutes into the game. No Lord, whatever. You don't have a team to protect it. We'll cut down these Lord-empowered minions and continue on chugging forward.
Burn's not going to make the most of this Lord. Again, it's a free defense, 2K ahead. I would expect that in a fight that happens much like the last one that transpired, right? If it's scrappy, a lineup like Burn is actually more favored. But given how Falcon is so good at positioning and finding angles, Ken coming in just the last minute, ZipX as well holding down that ult before he unleashes it. It's so perfect, and that's what's leading Falcon here so far to get this small lead. Again, 13-11. Lord went over to Burn, but it's Falcon who's winning more fights.
I'm very curious about the item build so far. I just saw Hessa purchase the Winds of Nature. I'm not entirely sure whether he has the Golden Staff already or whether he's delaying it. We'll find out in a little bit as this fight might just break out. No, they're going to just back off.
Regardless, it's more important that he picks up the Wind of Nature before anything else at this point because Ken is so good at finding him. It's mostly for Ken, almost just for Ken.
Yeah, there's still, I mean, a lot of back and forth here. I'm your ATM, going to get the taunt off. Has to be careful how they go about this. Zip, though, with the Zaman Force right into the Wind of... Okay, they're going to be fine, actually, as they back off from that real-world manipulation. The Tempest of Blades popped as well. That's so many ultimates expended here by both teams.
That can't be right.
Yeah.
That cannot be right. I think Falcon had a really big miscommunication there. There is a moment of hesitation.
Yeah.
You can see that Ken is in really good position to actually use the Tempest of Blades early enough to actually cancel out CCat's ultimate, but then at the expense of Falcon's team getting cut down, and even with the Cult Altar being expanded early, just cut through.
Tells me it's analysis paralysis. He had to make a decision. Do I find the CCat, try to cancel that ult and kill him, or give Hessa what he's looking for? And they repositioned Hessa. I think Burn knows that that's what Falcon wants. They can keep doing that.
I love the term analysis paralysis. That is a good term.
And on a Ling, you can't have that. You have to have fast fingers and fast decisions, and that's what happened.
Yeah, that would be ideal, but without the purple buff, it can be a bit tough here. Now, the Lord is spawned, it's already empowered at the same time. Yellow Flash actually picking up an Oracle for himself to try to protect it, but look at the side lanes. It's really starting to even up.
And you got to say, too, I mean, Ken has done a much better job this game than the previous one, and I feel like, you know, even on the same hero, and they're both junglers just hanging down on the bottom side, trying to handle those waves while they can. And the rest of the team, though, pretty much working around this Lord. Again, they have the tools they need for it.
Do they have eyes on Naomi? Because look, Naomi can just ruin Burn here.
He's going to the backside, goes in with the conceal, looking for that wild charge, goes in with the flicker. They find Hessa. The Tempest of Blade is going to be popped. That's the Wind of Nature popped. It's CCat that falls under the tier 2. Another flicker going to come out here. The guiding one, Chima from the backside, decides not to go in. It's only CCat that falls, but it's going to be a purple buff as well, taken from Falcon.
Really beautifully done coming in from Falcon. They get the cancel, but now Burn looking for trades.
Oh, Chima went in, but not able to grab it. Quite low here for Falcon, but they might give it a go as Ken's working on the Lord. Circling Eagle to come out, but that is Zip. Able to punish D7. Lord secured as well. Naomi still standing for a little bit longer. Finally going to fall here, but it's a 3-for-1 trade for now. Lord secured by Falcon.
They had to cut their losses there. They had to. I mean, even Chima, he goes and tries to steal his own purple buff away, doesn't get it. That's where you call it quits. The Lord is coming, and you cannot afford to have members down while this push is happening. It just means that Falcon are pretty much going to get all the outer tier turrets.
It's a miserable spot to be here where it's your own purple and you have to steal it. So that was a clear win for Falcon. And right now, the best that Burn can do is hope and pray. Defend within your own base.
Oh, they get the real-world manipulation down here. They're just going to disengage for now. So far, I mean, Falcon just happy with a couple objectives that they grabbed for themselves with that Lord.
I feel like they could get a little bit more here, but I think it's safer for Falcon not to press the advantage here for now.
Yeah, but they're still poking away here. Zip.
No, they wouldn't, right? I mean, they got another wave coming. Yeah, they're taking it slow, taking it chill.
They're going to grab this turret as they work on the inhibitor 1. They have all the ultimates they need. Turret goes down to the top side. Yellow Flash quite low. He's too slow, though. As CCat able to grab a kill. Chima goes in. Immortality going to be popped here. The follow-up, though, as Zip grabs the kill. He's on a killing spree at this point. It looks like Burn X Flash still on the hunt here. They know they want to protect this purple buff, but without Chima, what's the point?
No.
CCat, though. Naomi getting poked down. Still has Immortality. D7 to back off for now. It's Ken that grabbed it. And another buff stolen away from Chima.
I get it. The decision for Burn to overextend was just a response to Falcon saying there's no more real-world manipulation. There's very little here to punish us. Yes, they got the kill on Yellow Flash, but Chima went down. Again, very clearly, Naomi helped there. Great use of the Guardian's Barrier.
Let's not forget, if you look at the items so far, Zipx at full build already. We look at Carrie, she's getting very, very close, but her main core items have been completed. Now, coming down to the tanks here, we're noticing immediately, hey, D7, he's not going for full damage. He needs to make sure he stays alive so he can be the extending arm for Burn X Flash to press an advantage or to pull away.
Not just, they're using D7 as vision. They need to be able to tell where at least Naomi or Ken is one or the other. If you don't see both coming, that's lethal. The Falcon is going to land. I repeat, the Falcon is going to land.
Falcon incoming. Falcon incoming. 30 seconds on the clock, though, for the upcoming Lord. This is going to be a really big objective because now the gold lead generally doesn't matter too much. But Falcon just have one extra situational item.
I think the other, not only that, but Falcon also, so far throughout this game, has done a very good job at utilizing Naomi with the conceal, that wild charge, right? And the misplacement that he's, actually the displacement that he's doing for Burn X Flash with that Guardian's Barrier. I think those are two key things that's happening here. And now that this next Lord is up, this is going to be crucial for Burn X Flash to do their best to get into an objective-based fight for them, but they're going to lose another purple buff here from Chima.
It's difficult. On the contrary, I'd like to say that items still matter at this point because even Hessa, a perfectly built carry in the late game, would let go of the boots. You could save that for something else to save your hide and then get more damage output in.
That is a good point.
Yes.
No boots carry.
No boots carry. Now, with the upcoming Lord here, this is going to be a really big objective. But with no purple buff on Chima, are they even going to try?
Well, I mean, it's the 4-on-4 right now, right? Both junglers kind of just hanging out.
Do they see Naomi?
Ken's going to be fine, though. They're still working on it. I'm your ATM. Going to have to be careful. Real-world manipulation going to come down. Colt Alter there, too. D7. Immortality going to be popped. Naomi, though, Hessa was trying to do his best to zone him out. They got to deal with Hessa as well. They're still bobbing and weaving. Ken, though, he's going to fall from CCat. Huge mistake here. Now Falcon on the retreat as the Lord might just go in the hands of Burn X Flash. Zip X, though. No one there to contest this one. It's looking rough for Falcon as this Lord continues to be whittled down here by Burn X Flash. Another flicker going to go out. Yellow Flash falls, though. I'm your ATM with another pickup. And just like that, Burn X Flash back in this game.
Highway robbery. I'm calling highway robbery. That was clearly Falcon's Lord. But the way that Burn responded, they're not done.
Oh, they're still going back and forth here, but this looks like the disengage call from Burn X Flash. They're going to go ahead and reset and march down with the Lord.
Man, both of these teams not really giving each other an inch, and Ken unfortunately making... Well, I can't even blame him. It's not really that his fault. It's CCat's great timing on the resurrect. As soon as the immortality pops, it's just boom.
Analysis paralysis, part 2 electric boogaloo. Again, it's that same situation, right? So what do? Do I stop the Eve? Do I find where Hessa is? Because Naomi already pulled the ult. He already did the flicker wild charge, right? Yeah. So what do I do next?
Well, right now, it has to be defense right now. CCat is pulling this for the team. The box is deadly, and Falcon have to respect it, or at least stop it as early as possible.
Well, right now, they're going to lose their tier 2 here. Now it's Falcon on the defense. Ken with Tempest of Blades. There's a follow-up there. Chima just barely, as Ken's able to survive here. It's Falcon fighting for their lives. I'm your ATM. I'm going to get pulled a little bit, but quite tanky now on this Fredgen as another turret falls here. Falcon has to defend their base. They've already lost the bottom side. They could possibly lose the top one as well. Naomi goes in with the wild charge. real-world manipulation, able to find all the targets they need. But it's Justin that grabs the kill. He's still going to be alive. 3 fall for Bird-X Flash. Justin has to be careful here, but it's Chima and D7 on the run.
Oh, that was such a that ult coming in from Zipx. You got so much value out of it. Even actually seeing when you see Ken jumping into the backlines, less hesitation this time, forcing CCAT to actually get out of there and using the Winter Truncheon super early on into the fight.
It's come to the point where Falcon's box is so much bigger than Burn, and it's so much easier to activate. Chima goes
the
down.
payback.
That's about it.
That's going to be it right here as they focus on this mid lane turret.
No.
Falcon looking to end the game. It's only D7 for now. Falcon Esports looking to take the first game for themselves in day 1 as they work on the base and take the game.
Oh my goodness, and just like that, it's Falcon Esports putting themselves on the board. Congratulations!
The Falcon has landed, folks.
The Falcon has landed. This is what we were waiting to see.
Yeah. I honestly, I feel like this is one of the, so far for day 1, one of the closest games we've had. I mean, in a way.
One of the closest and scrappiest games, both in the same best of 1.
Yeah.
We were talking about how the first 5 minutes were very mum.
Yeah.
And then as soon as the ults came up and both teams had an idea of what the other was willing to do and put on the board, they're like, all right, gloves are off, pal.
To see how that pacing goes, because honestly, that's one thing worked so well for Todak in the previous game. They allowed the jungle to get online quickly.
Yes, of course, but here we go. The drafting has already begun. Coming in with blue side. Thank God, yes. Todak, 1-1, Kajan as well as Lilia already banned out. But then we jump over to Onyx. They banned out the glue and as well as the Valentina.
It's possible that we have open a lot of junglers, because so far, it's all open. Fanny's open.
Fanny is open. Joy is axed. Oh boy.
Yeah, no, Fanny's open. You have Fredrin open as well. Lapu Lapu is an option. Even Farsa were snubbed in the bans.
Absolutely.
So boxes in range, no question.
This is a really tough call here. Now, this is what I wanted to talk about, because again, when you're looking at that early game jungler, that's immediately a response from the red side to say, hey, we're going to shut it down with our first 2 picks straight away. And that's why I was thinking maybe Fanny might not be the way to go, knowing how Todak kind of foresee the draft.
Like, both teams hold off till the jungler picks? Is that what you're saying?
There's a good possibility. There really is.
Yeah, and I think that could work really well for them too. And especially, again, going back on the performance that Rival had in the previous series, he should be confident here. But no, it's actually going to be picked up right away here. The Fanny is open. They're going to lock it in.
Yep, Onyx make that first move.
It's easier to just set the pace and to have your opponents think of how to solve it, right? Especially if their first pick was a carry. As much as I love the carry in this current meta, this current patch, super strong, right? They buffed her dash. She can like dash every X seconds. You just blink and she's already moving, right? The Fanny doesn't help that. Like, it's so hard still to catch a Fanny with a carry. So,
speaking of which...
Oh, no.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it.
I love how we were making eye contact. As soon as he looked down,
watch.
Oh, no, Hilda's got locked in.
So good. So good. This Hilda on Yumski, I hope it's on Yumski, could also go into the hands of Momo in the XP lane. Regardless, it's going to give Kairi here such a hard time.
It is going to give Kairi a bit of a hard time. We'll see. This is Onyx that we are talking about, and the first phase is done for Todak. Let's see the response coming in from Onyx. And speaking of which, I think Onyx Esports, especially from Onyx ID in particular, really just almost very close to a perfect blend of Indonesian and Filipino star power. All in one, which is kind of nuts.
Yep, and in the star power, oddly enough, just comes from 2 main dudes, right? Kochi and Kairi, and that's enough.
Hey, let's not. I'm not taking credit away from Keyboy, man. He's got a place in my heart too.
Oh, I like the ban. Like, I like the fact that the Hayabusa was banned out, because before all this, I was like, Rival had an amazing performance on the previous game, and it happened to be the Hayabusa, who, again, could have also gone in the hands of Kairi, but again, you leave that Fanny open, that's the pick, right? That's the pick he's going to go with. And as you guys mentioned, it is the perfect blend. And that's why, again, you've seen this Onyx Esports team really thrive with those additions, right? And that's something that nobody that is either a fan or maybe they're not a fan, but they can't deny that fact.
Yeah, it just becomes inevitable. You can deny it, you can think there's factors, but no, the results are there.
Yeah.
The results are definitely there. And now Todak look to try and take away more support. Wait, Formez is just chilling in the crowd.
That's Formez.
That's Formez just chilling in the crowd casually. Well, this is still the group stages, so expect to see him a little later on. But Akai also getting banned out. Whoa, this is a really good call coming in from Onyx.
They're going deep. They're covering their bases. Junglers of all sorts. They're taking away the possible best choice. A utility jungler, they got Akai. An assassin that could spread out the Beatrix and the Fanny, they got the Hayabusa.
Maybe they want to, I don't know if this is going to happen, but maybe they want to play against that Fanny Ling in the jungle. That could happen. Because again, your options are, like you said, they're covering the bases, right? You have the assassins, you have those tanky junglers. There's the Cho being taken out here. So again, what is that option for Rival in the jungle?
It's already very narrow as it is.
Yeah.
I think he still has a couple of options to really work with, but it needs to work. Coincidentally, it needs to work well with Momo in the EXP lane, right? Because they could take the angle of, hey, let's jump into the backline. We're specifically targeting this Beatrix, or maybe looking to have a hero that can force out farmers to use that cult altar as soon as possible.
Possibly thinking of
Song.
That's an XP laner, yeah. So we're looking at Momo more than Rival. It's going. The solution can come from either.
Exactly. And let's not forget the classic Todak. They might even just whip out a Lunox into the jungle for fun, you know? You never know.
It's not impossible that the carry could also go into the jungle.
Yep.
If you're looking at already Kairi hunting down the carry, it doesn't mind. I wouldn't mind it being a mirror match here, like just legit having them both farm up. But I can't believe that the Kadira was snubbed for. I'm not sure if it was banned in the next couple of matches, but we saw it game 1.
Yeah.
Blacklist in the hands of Haji, and then just again today to close up the night.
Yeah, I think this is a really good pick, especially when it's up against someone
So
like
good.
Yves, and not to mention that when you are looking for that one-shot potential against these marksmen, no problem. If I'm not looking for Yves, I'm just going to make sure Chico doesn't get to play the game.
Are we looking at is this a... Where is the Faramis going in this case? Is it Keyboy? Is it a Rome Faramis? A Faramis?
Yup. We just had a moment there. I'm sorry.
is it
Our eye contact is just through the roof
is it a
right
mid?
now. Yeah, it could be a
Kadira.
mid. Either way,
they
it's
could
still
flip it.
possible.
Could be, correct, yeah.
All right, now, I will mention that there is a possibility that both of them might take Rome boots, both looking for those, I don't know, it could be a dire hit for all I know, coming in from Kadita, and we're expecting, Farmis to be the one. We won't know just yet until we get into the game and look at that emblems. Now, Ling, and as well as Masha, very, very interesting. Masha, just the worst for marksmen, but Fredrin to be the shield of Onyx.
Oh, this is, I wasn't expecting a Masha to pop up here already in day 1, but
I agree.
Again, we were talking about spiciness, right? You can consider this a little bit of spiciness, right, for this last game of the day here. But like I expected too, it's going to be that Ling Fanny matchup here. Both teams have to be able to secure that early jungle pacing. And I got to say, for Kairi, it's going to be difficult because you got a Hilda across from you.
Yes.
And we know how much havoc a Hilda can cause. in
Not
the jungle.
just, as well as the Masha.
Yes.
But just the same, Todak's lineup here, that's way too much scaling. You're expecting too much from the map in terms of XP and gold. You're looking at a carry, an Eve, a Ling, and a Masha. How are they going to make that work?
Look, I think they have some kind of orthodox way to get through certain phases of the game that are really awkward for Todak, but very clearly in Onyx's favor. So we're just going to have to keep our eyes sharp here. Don't miss a moment of this matchup as we jump into the land of Dawn. Our very final game of day number 1 comes down between Todak versus Onyx Esports.
All right, can confirm now
Welcome
that the
to
Faramis
Momo
is going into the
Legends.
hands of Sans, and it is a roaming Kadira. Watch out, look, Momo!
Oh, already.
So soon.
Yeah, so very
That's the plan, that's the game plan.
That's exactly what you were calling. Kairi, though, first blood drawn by Yumski. And as we were saying, these two heroes alone are going to cause havoc for Kairi.
What ult?
I mean,
What ult? Level 1.
they chased them. They sent Momo in as well. They let go of Momo's very first wave to pull this off. That's crazy. That's just nuts. What? How?
How? It's all about the collapse. Again, Kairi is rocking the high and dry. He's expecting that there would be I think that's what I was expecting as well. They're looking for some scaling, looking for at least to build up some EXP and some gold to make this matter. But instead, they went the complete opposite. It's a total langar. Just bumped straight into the jungle.
That's the idea. And even Onyx, they are a little bit more aware of what Yumski is trying to do, but Kyrie is losing levels of time.
Yeah, I mean, Yumski gonna be careful here if he can, but Kyrie able to take the revenge, gets the kill, but Rival now should be able to just secure himself a purple buff.
Oh my goodness, this is the plan all along. Attack the jungle, take away their early game prowess with just simple tactics. Really nicely done by Todak all the way through.
And I think this is how it's going to work for Todak. Their game plan is to disrupt the jungle, force Onyx to send 2 or 3 members from either their lanes or force mid to go into that jungle to protect Kyrie, and then eventually they will find equilibrium. Hell, even break even, make more money. Look, they're 300 gold lead 2 minutes in.
I mean, I hate the fact that they were able to pull this off because Momo, he comes back into lane and look at it. He's level 3, 2 Boots, who just hit level 4. Very slight difference, but he's going to hit level 4 eventually. Like, Momo just needs 2 minions.
But I think this still works out, right? All of that in the last 2 minutes just makes a breeze for the first turtle here. So that's already huge, at least in terms of economy. But here in the mid lane, Yumski going to be the focus again. Oh, can he get away? One hit, he's going to bob and weave and survived.
The moves and grooves.
Moves and grooves.
As you put it so eloquently, could have been, but that's what you get with the Hilda. That's why there's a room for her in the meta at all times, especially when assassins like Ling and Fanny are a thing.
It's got to be so frustrating because Onyx invested a lot of time and a lot of movement on the map. 5 people made contact with Yumski before he got out of there, popping that sprint at the same time. So at the very least, Onyx now setting up that front line, making sure, you know, Todak doesn't get too far away with this.
And he's not stopping. Look, he's there again. He brought Rival there.
Oh, Onyx Esports, though, trying to do their best to work around it. It's Chiku, guys, that falls here. Now they're going to get out of dodge the best they can. Yumski going to be the focus. They're still looking to pursue as Boots goes in, gets the taunt, but Moon going to have to flicker out. It's Yumski going to be the focus again. Kyrie grabbing another kill.
There we go. Onyx seeing exactly what they need to do. Saw Yumski and we're like, okay, there might be more this time. Todak might escalate things. And as soon as Chiku guys came into vision, instant pounce.
Yeah, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, not gonna happen. So Onyx understands that they have to make the most of these rotations. If they're gonna answer, something's gotta give. They have to commit something and gain something. Rival.
What? Oh, he got really, really close to actually getting that kill, but Yumski gonna, you know, face check it first. I'm very curious as to see how Todak is actually going to transition into the mid game specifically, because that's when you expect to see Onyx really getting out of the laning phase and working as a unit.
I think that's a good point, but at the same time, Onyx Esports at this point, it took them what, 2-3 minutes to figure it out. That real adjustment already, and now I feel like now that this next turtle is up, they do have a choice. Do we just give it away? But look at the positioning already from Onyx Esports. Yumski though gonna spot out CW, but Sands and Boots not too far, but they're too late. Rival able to secure another turtle here for Todak.
I mean, right now Kyrie is getting harassed out of his mind. Even running down towards the turtle, you can see Momo chasing him.
Yeah. But as it is, Todak is happy that this is how the early game has gone, despite having, you know, conceded a few kills. And if it gets CW,
the flicker in. Tempest Blade's gonna come out. He survives though with that Cult Altar, but now Sand's gonna be the focus. He takes all the damage. Moon grabbing the kill here under the tier 1, tier 2.
That's what you buy with a hero like Moon, with heroes like Hilda and Masha on Momo and Moon's on Yumski. Again, Moon is, I keep mentioning Moon, he really hasn't left mid.
Yeah, he really hasn't left mid. He's really accumulating the farm, and the rest of the team, including the side lanes, are pulling pressure, strangely enough.
So that's how they scale up. You scramble the opponent so they can answer. Oh, no. Ooh. Close one.
I was holding my breath.
Yeah, same.
So they can't answer on a conventional way, and then you just farm up. Look, it grew up to about 1,000 and change.
Yeah, the bleeding has not stopped just yet, but this is a comfortable position for Onyx, right? They still can actually get to the later stages and look for that big fight in the mid game. However, keep your eyes, especially from Todak, the 2 1-sword carry, Moon, and as well as, Chiku, guys. Rival's not going to die. Okay, he gets out of there. All right. Weapon swept off my forehead real quick.
I think it's still working out though, because Kyrie's behind in levels, right?
Yep.
He's level 7, Rival's level 9, and so objectively, you're gonna have that advantage already in the jungler. So if they can continue that on, this might be a clean take for Todak in terms of turtles, as the next one's gonna be up in about 10 seconds here. But you can see them both fighting for space and position around that turtle pit.
I was about to say, one key advantage that at least Onyx has is TW is ahead. TW is getting a lot of items, building up, but wait, no, underneath mid.
Kyrie once again pushed out of the jungle here. So just like that, it is going to be a clean sweep of turtles. Momo, though, Sans able to pick up a kill with that stampede. And there could be a small win here, but Yumski going to fall as well. Kyrie able to get the killing spree, another kill for him in the jungle.
Yeah, but they do translate into a turret down bottom, so eventually the farm will still keep rolling. I was saying, CW farming a little better than Chico Guys, but we can't count out Chico Guys. Chico Guys just has that weird killer instinct, can come on any time, in any way. He can be 0, 6, and 2 and still carry from there.
And especially when you're on a hero like Harry, that's definitely something you have to be very wary of, even if you're as tanky as Boots. Kyrie's still getting harassed as always, but it's tough with the composition that Todak has. Momo is not going to let him have fun, and neither is Yumski.
Man, and just like that, I mean, there's turrets going down here. Finally, the second one in the game, both having one. So they're going to be working around with that space here, but still focus on the mid lane. Both these teams have the tools they need to win these small skirmishes leading up to that first Lord of the game.
Looking at the items so far, it's looking pretty good for the side of Todak, but even then, Onyx, as soon as they're getting their second as well as their third items, we'll see the table start to shift in their favor if Todak loses that lead.
Oh, look at this massive farm on both Rival and the Chico Guys. CW, though, I was wrong. CW's not farming as well as much. This is the first time we're seeing the item builds, and he just has Blade of Despair. That's trouble.
Well, to be fair, he did get dove twice, one having to break his flicker, the second to death.
So forcing him home. So, yes, he's saving himself, not many deaths, but he's not staying lane as long as much as he should.
Yeah, the economy's not looking good.
Oh!
CW gonna have to flicker out to survive that. So still, total control here from Todak on Onyx Esports purple buff. And just making it hell here for Kyrie to even get any buff. And the poking back and forth. Now it looks like Todak's going to go ahead and focus on the mid lane. The flicker comes in. Boots, though, working on Chico Guys. Can't get him as he falls here in the tier 1. Sand's going to flicker out, too. Turret falls down, though. Kyrie trying to unleash. Able to pick up a kill. Make it a double as Momo falls as well.
Already, the tables are slowly starting to turn. The gears for Onyx Esports, making it so much more of a problem for Todak. Boots, the shield of Onyx right now, must keep Todak in check.
So here's what's going to happen. If Onyx continues on this path, there is a window wherein they are ahead. There is a window wherein they will say where the fights happen and how they happen. But eventually, Todak is going to have Yumski and Momo just diving up front, possibly Momo having his third Guardian helmet, and then he can just one-hit CW. Hell, maybe even one-hit Kyrie. It's that scary when we get into the late game. So I'm guessing there's a time frame of maybe about 4 or 5 more minutes before that can happen.
I think that's good timing as well.
And you gotta point out the fact too, Rival has just had a chill game. This is the most comfortable probably game you can have on this link, right? You're 0-0-0, almost 10 minutes in the game. You're gonna be able to work on these objectives the way you want. Meanwhile, it's the polar opposite for Kyrie.
5-1-1, but he's 3 levels down.
But it's a good recovery, though, given the early game, what happened in the first 2 minutes. But we can counter blessings as much as we want, but it's all about this purple. Who's going to get it? Rival can Rival secure. They just got Lord.
Yeah, I mean, again, Kyrie has done a good job working back from this, but still, objectively, it's Todak with that advantage. Like you guys mentioned, you have Momo and Yumski going to any... Actually, they can even split up each other if they want to, focusing on the back line, protecting the front, causing havoc here. And that's what we're seeing. It's tough for Onyx Esports.
No, that's exactly it. Todak right now are doing their... Well, I wouldn't even say it's a split push, but they are doing cross-map plays while Yumski or even Momo is distracting them by purple buff, knowing how important it is for Kyrie specifically to get it. They know a contention point, a choke point against Onyx.
Yeah, the reason why the split is so easy, for Todak is because Yumski and Momo can just do whatever they want.
Yeah.
They can face off against 3 or 4 members and still get out alive. So that's why all the rest of the members of Todak are still farming elsewhere. They're pushing hard.
They're going to get that taunt off, but still, it's only a turn that goes down. Kyrie from the backside, though, can't get a kill. It was almost there, but he's going to fall here. Boots, though, going to fall as well. Chico guy's taken out, but it's a 1-for-3 trade. And now Todak knocking on the door of Onyx Esports.
Oh, this is getting very sweaty already. One inhibitor has fallen. I was expecting maybe a second one here, but Onyx, they've got to be really careful here. They have to stop this bleeding now.
That bottom lane inhibitor push is a leaking roof. That is permanent damage. Again, we were just talking about how Momo and Yumsi can go wherever they want. This makes it worse. You constantly have to send someone to clear that wave down bottom, or else you suffer a possible split push win.
Oh boy, but once again, this contention fight, these high intensity areas, purple buff, Lord right now, and I'm guessing that Todak wants even more. They're gonna start going for the orange.
I wonder if, like, how many purple buffs Kyrie has actually been managed to get this game.
That's actually a really good point.
I don't know if that's the first one, maybe it's the second, but he hasn't had many opportunities to take it. So finally, but still, even 12 minutes in the game, you can see how much pressure is being put there on that crucial buff here for Onyx Esports.
For sure. And I think, let's keep in mind, let's have a look at the replay one more time for that fight, because even though Onyx looked like they had the initial upper hand, it turned around so quickly once Momo got into the fight.
Very key. Watch where Chico Guys is and how many heroes from Onyx he had on him before he eventually died. But do the math, folks. Do the math. 1-for-3. Take that trade any day.
Any day for sure. But Todak, with a 5.5k lead here, it's only going to be fruitful for... Whoa! Yo, where did half of his life go?
I mean, he is 5-2-2. He has high and dry.
Correct.
Right?
And then Rival was alone, so it makes sense.
But like, Rival's got like 10k on Kyrie, who's like 3k down, and
he's also 2 levels ahead of him.
Yeah, 2 levels ahead. I would imagine you would do like a quarter at the very least.
Could be the items, and again, I didn't see where Kyrie came from. He was going at full speed, but could also be a factor as to how much damage he was dealing.
Oh boy. All right.
And then these Lings, they don't build any defense items at all.
Oh, that's a good point. That is a good point.
Pop him, glass cannon.
Well, let's see whether the glass cannon is going to be enough for this interaction.
Yet again, purple buff going to be choked out here. Onyx Esports still fighting for it, but it's going to ultimately be taken away. Momo and Yumski doing exactly what we painted the picture here.
Yeah.
Keyboy, though, waiting patiently, because now that the Lord is up, this could be a crucial pickoff if Keyboy can find it, as he waits patiently in that bush for now, but Todak not even going to enter that area.
Oh my goodness, is somebody going to check it?
Can he get hit? Rival's going to be told. Get the Tempest Blades out. And now Keyboy's going to be the one punished
You're
here.
kidding.
What a play coming out from Rival.
You're kidding. That didn't one-shot him. What's going on? He had everything, even Magic Worship. He played it perfectly.
At this point, Keyboy hasn't really farmed up, couldn't stay in the lane, get the XP, get the gold that he needed. He just could not. And you're looking at Rival who's at level 15, level 14. Keyboy's at 11. Just the base stat growth just made the difference.
It really did. And I mean, right now at the 42k mark, they are clearly at an item power spike against Onyx, who's at 37. They just need a little bit more time to catch up. But with this Luminous Lord, I don't know. We're expecting to see at least another inhibitor turn, or at the very least, a 5v5 fight.
Yeah, I think, as this Lord marches down on the bottom side, Onyx Esports is still, even with this defense, they're going to have their work cut out for them, because what you're seeing is just engage after engage. And Keyboy, I mean, look how tanky Yusuke is. He's going to get dragged with the Stampede here behind enemy lines, but should be able to bob and weave out of there. They do lose that mid-turret, though. They're not even going to wait for the Lord here, as Todak is into the base of Onyx Esports. Lord has made its way to the base. They lose that mid lane, and now they're going to lose more resources here, but Momo doing exactly what he needs to do. Kyrie trying to poke down anybody that he can. Lord should go down shortly. They might look to end it here. It's still hitting the base. Tempest Blade's going to be popped. Yumski, though, quite low. And for now, Onyx Esports able to hold on.
World-class defense coming up from Onyx Esports. Incredible.
Oh, run, moon, run. And what a clapback. 3 for 2, and Onyx is still breathing. So exactly how did that happen? All right, First up, I think Boots got a solid taunt and put down the members of Todak to a very acceptable level for Kyrie to clean up. Plus the pulls from Sans, who actually is doing great. I'd like to see what Sans is building here. Again, the replay coming up in just a couple seconds here. They were underneath the crystal, so best believe there was a lot of free turret hits, right? So here, look, watch Boots, watch Boots.
Oh!
See? Got her Appraisal's Wrath.
You're right. The Appraisal's Wrath really making the difference, chunking out a lot of the members. But even prior to this, the fact that they were pulling the Lord's attention to minimize its damage on the crystal,
that was
making
key.
all the difference.
That was key.
Oh, they're still going to be going for it. It's CW, though, that falls here to Yumski. Now Rival on the hunt for Sans. Can he grab the kill? Gets the Cold Altar down. Tempest Blaze going to be popped here, and it's Chiku, guys. Taking out Kyrie. Going to flicker in and gets Keyboy as well. Todak is looking to end the game here in a huge match for Onyx Esports. Now they're going to wait for that wave to come in. Rear World Manipulation going to come down. Boots trying to do his best to stall out. But now the wave's going to be charging in. Todak looking to end the game. Rival focusing on the crystal, and that's it. Todak takes the game against Onyx Esports.
There we have it. Todak winning both their matches here. And they've even taken down Onyx. But don't worry, nobody's going home. This is only the first taste of M4. Congratulations to Todak.
The one way that they could have done it, they did. They langured on through. Minute 0. They gave Kyrie hell. Minute 0. They took down Kyrie. They took down First Blood. And by God, if I'm getting this correctly, we broke a record today. We hit 1 million viewers.
We hit 1 million viewers. You guys at home made this possible. Thank you for watching this beautiful game of Mobile Legends between two fantastic teams. Oh boy, there's still plenty more to go, but this is only just day number 1.
Yeah, and you know, as we want to celebrate this milestone, we do have a giveaway for all of our viewers. The first 20,000 viewers to correctly guess the answer will win amazing prizes. You know, I guess we got to put it up. Do you know which hero the M4 pass skin belongs to? Just input M4 and the hero's name in all capital letters to redeem your item.
And the in-game pass experience rewards will be issued soon, so log into the game to check it. Thank you for your support, and let's go for the second milestone of 2 million peak viewers. So share the stream and continue watching. M4 absolutely killing it here at day number 1.